I believe that I am the best person for the job of President of the United States. My unique talents give me the ability to be assertive and diplomatic at the same time. I'm a person who will spike the conversation, who will get politics rolling and stimulate new questions and new answers to our current political dilemma facing our nation. I believe I have a keen understanding of the economy and how to improve where we're at relative to other nations around the world. I believe that our goal at America's Third Party was to create a very strong platform in which would propel the American people forward with new opportunities and a new possibility of creating a better nation, a cleaner environment, and less war. I believe that I am the best person for the job of President of the United States. My unique talents give me the ability to be assertive and diplomatic at the same time.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to America's Third Party. I'm David Sponheim, and this is Technology Thursday. Welcome. We are up and running as usual. I just finished a cooking show. It was fantastic. I made pasta primavera. Amazing meal. I cooked amazing amount of food, 10 meals for $6, showing people how to save money on their budget and get ahead of this raging economy of ours. Police in New York and London look into the assault allegations against Weinstein. Weinstein has been accused, of course, of touching women and groping women and all the same things that Donald Trump was accused of, maybe more. But for some reason, he's front row center in the news, which makes me wonder, what are they really trying to keep our mind from looking at? I've been saying all along that this is kind of a case of Operation Distraction, keeping our views away from what's really happening. Even the Mandalay Bay case looks more and more like a false flag the more we look into it. Lack of evidence is a sure sign of a false flag. The gunman killing himself, sure sign of a false flag. What are false flags? False flags are when they try to push fake news in order to promote an idea like gun control. Yeah. So here we are. Hopefully we'll be able to pull our country together. I'm going to enter guest chat and get you guys on track. Hopefully get you guys a chance to speak in here. If I shut guest chat off and on, it's because people are trying to stop me, and I have to sometimes do that. FBI wipes phones and laptops of Las Vegas shooting witness. Wow. There's a story that's covering now of cover-up. Yeah, a cover-up going on about the shooting, the Las Vegas shooting eyewitnesses. Very strange things. And of course, there was a person that Stephen Paddock was in touch with at his hotel room that they identified, but he ends up shooting himself and his disabled daughter. And the weirdest thing about it is the police say he shot himself in the back of the head with a shotgun. I mean, not even Kurt Cobain shot himself in the back of the head with a shotgun. So everything is looking more and more disturbing. Tomorrow is Friday the 13th. Yes. Hello, Worldwide Darts. Thank you. I am almost lifelike. It's true. Well, coming up on Halloween, I ordered my mask. I'm getting a a cyber steampunk mask sent to me. I'm sure it's plastic, but it looks pretty cool. And I'll be doing the show in that with my my wig hair, not this hair. This is my real hair. But I have a wig that kind of stands out. I'll be doing that for the Halloween time. The idea of a cybernetic president will be discussed. Possible cyber presidents are possible, you know, with the Citizens United ruling. There's also the possibility that anybody could, who's even a robot or an android, could theoretically run for office in America. So that situation is still out there. There's a loophole in the Citizens United language that gives corporations an individual status. Even a corporation could become president. Unless we close that loophole, you might have a cybernetic robotic president someday. That's the concern I have, and I'm definitely not a robot, I assure you. I made a really good meal, and I'm looking forward to having that later tonight. Okay, so let's take a look at highway and road closures in Northern California as the wildfires persist. Getting out of control still in California. 29 people have died so far in this horrible attack on our country's most precious state, California. As you know, I consider this weather warfare, that we are under attack by global elitists that have created the drought in California. I've been saying it all along. Yeah, it was a great meal. Yeah, it's going to be a fantastic fusion meal just sitting there on the melter. I put it on a low flame and I let it sit, and it kind of brings it all together, all the flavors. Users on POL have discovered flight records in a plane that belonged to the Las Vegas shooter. It's connected to an intelligence contractor whose owner previously worked for the Obama administration. Boy, this internet is incredible. It's bringing up all kinds of great stuff that you would never even get this information. Isn't this awesome? So let me explain to everybody that the mainstream media that you watch on television is completely controlled. They will not let me even talk to any of you, ever. They've interviewed me in front of my house twice for 20 minutes at a time, and they never published any of the footage. They refuse because they know that I'm not in their control. I'm not their answer man or their go man, their puppet like Trump is. So what has happened is the alternative media that many of you Republicans think, oh, it's just fake news. No, it's an incredibly rich environment to share information. Now, you use your mind to determine what's fake and what's not. Don't listen to the government or anyone else, including me, telling you what fake news is and what fake news isn't. That's for you, the viewer, to decide. You are the ultimate judge in what you believe. So always recognize that this alternative media on the internet is a massive threat to the elitists. They don't know what to do with it. I have a very strong anti-Trump position because Trump stole over 10 of my ideas to become president, which shows a lack of character and trustworthiness. I genuinely think we're in trouble with this guy because he is so greedy. He's vulnerable. He's vulnerable to the Russian mobsters. He's vulnerable to anybody who wants to float him loans. He's desperate. Even if the sex tapes aren't in play, he's still a national security risk, in my opinion. And he won't let go of the Obamacare thing. You know, I said all along that he would never be able to repeal Obamacare. Well, now he's saying that he's starting the process of repealing Obamacare with live updates. Congress couldn't do it. He never even stepped into the congressional forum to talk about my mobile medical unit idea he stole. He never even mentioned it. And now he's saying he's going to repeal Obamacare when it's been passed 3 times through Congress and they can't stop it. The only way to repeal Obamacare is to prosecute Barack Obama for fraud. And I go back to the birth certificate issue on that. That's the only way we're ever going to repeal it. The other instance is we build up a very low-cost healthcare system to lower the cost of Obamacare. That's another way to solve this problem. I've never stolen his ideas. Everything I have is on record all the way back to 2008 when we started on Blog TV. I've got copies of every show we've ever done. I've done over 15,000 hours of broadcasting. I can trace all of the ideas that I have all the way back to 2008 and even before. In 2005, we started the seawater pipeline idea. We were pitching that idea to people, industrialists, and they didn't want it. We took the mobile medical unit idea out there in 2007 and pitched major venture capitalists, and they didn't want it. I'm not kidding. We actually packaged this idea and delivered it, and nobody wanted it. So that's when we realized we needed to create a political movement to carry these ideas forward. Well, bottom line is Trump can't sue anybody for slander or libel, because you can't libel or slander a public figure when they're already receiving millions of dollars from their notoriety. Trump is making money from the White House. That's illegal. He needs to be prosecuted for that. That's illegal to have a conflict of interest. Okay, we're going to look at a convoy right now. We're still on Operation Distraction. It's not my operation, it's Trump's. But we'll definitely take a look at it here.
Look at this shit, the caravan. Let me see, babe. Get this over here. Look at that shit.
Wow.
Police escort and everything. All unmarked trailers.
Whoa.
Look at, he's got a tape over his thing.
Yeah.
Whoa.
That red one did it.
What the hell is
It
this?
said Vans. That one don't.
Look.
Just black chrome.
Black chrome. Look, Stockton.
Yeah, Everett or something like that.
See, look, they got tracking devices. See the tracking device?
Oh, yeah. Those white frame things,
Yeah.
huh?
Who's in that truck? That looks like a Russian. Like he's telling that dude, come on, man, get your ass up there. Unless they're going to Tesla.
I'm not sure.
Okay, I'm assuming that these guys are in either Nevada or California, because they're watching, and the guy said they're going to Tesla. Convoy of white semi-tractor trailers and police escorts in California. What the hell is this? Yeah, police escorts makes it very, very suspicious. Transporting homeless people, in bodies of homeless people, to the FEMA camps for the incineration process. Hey, I seriously wouldn't put it past him. Remember all those FEMA barges off the coast of Galveston and New Orleans? People were wondering what the hell's going on. There's nobody with any videotape of those experiences. Nobody's actually gone on the barge and produced an Instagram or a Facebook video or a YouTube video. Nobody's done that. Very strange, don't you think? That nobody on those FEMA barges has actually delivered a message outside the FEMA barges. Think about it. We've got all these utilities to share information, all these venues, social networks, and nobody's talking about it. If I was on the boat and I'd say, yeah, this is pretty cool. I've got my own berth. Yeah, check it out. They were very helpful to help me. I lost my house in Houston or something like that. But no, nothing. Not one single peep. Calling my ego out is ridiculous. I try to minimize my ego because obviously, I have one and you don't want me to have one. So I have to hold it down at times, but to call that out, you have an ego. Everybody has an ego. But to pick on my ego, that's sad. It really is. When you know that it's going to take a person with an ego to deal with this situation. I'm going to post a link to this video of the convoy, and then I'm going to watch some more of it. Hey, welcome to the show. We've got live interaction with all kinds of things happening. Snopes has a large weird truck convoy they're explaining. Okay, a large weird truck convoy in Virginia remains unexplained according to Snopes. So some of you, even though you realize that Snopes has got all kinds of internal problems, are still listening to Snopes. And I'm more than willing to listen to any information at any time, even though the guy may be up for some, shenanigans, which he's engulfed. Obviously, the people of Snopes have already had an expose done on them. I don't want to go into that. No, Trump isn't paying me to cast here. What's happening, guys, is I've been casting on a free network here, and they've been censoring me big time. You guys are lucky to get in here. But they've been censoring me, and they give Mark Vaughn a lot of money to do this. And this has been going on, all kinds of things. Here's a guy talking about the transport.
All right. This one's for Tracy back at home. They're right there is a lot lizard. That is a straight up prostitute. Man, it's too early for this, don't you think? It's like...
Well, I really don't want to talk about prostitutes. I was expecting an eyewitness account of what was going on. Narco cemeteries in El Chapo's hometown. $1 million graves. Huh. Well, well, well. Okay. I don't even know where to go. I mean, let me just bring in a few more links here, if you have any. Why did the FBI wipe phones and laptops of Vegas massacre? That's a good question. Yep, we were looking at that just a few minutes ago. This story, right. And welcome on YouTube. We have a YouTube chat show going. In case any of you want to actually see it, it does exist. If you have a YouTube account, I guess you can watch it and participate in it. Okay, that's in case you can't get in this chat room. The Russia hackers even used Pokemon Go to manipulate Americans, folks. They didn't stop at anything. They didn't stop at Pokemon Go. They're manipulating every voting block they could to get Trump in. Russia-backed efforts to influence the 2016 election extended to Pokemon. Not only did the Kremlin's campaign to impact the election target Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and even Pinterest, but a new report links a campaign titled "Don't Shoot Me" to a Kremlin-backed firm called Internet Research Agency. Nice name, huh? How are you?
Good.
Good. The campaign disseminated on multiple social media networks, encouraging users to enter a contest involving Pokemon Go. It asked for users to find Pokemon near locations of police brutality incidents. Are you serious? Wow, they're really using some... hello, Sarah's here, and I don't want to interrupt her visit because she's a wonderful person to come in here. Can you add raw story to Vanity Fair and BuzzFeed now? I don't know what to add at this point other than it's still going. And you guys keep calling it fake news. You're wasting our time and you're wasting this country's safety and security by keep calling it fake news. You know, it came to me earlier. We have a crisis of awareness going on in our country right now. We really do.
A crisis of confidence.
It's a crisis of confidence, but it's also a crisis of awareness. If we don't wake up to the people that are pulling the strings of the two-party system, collectively as a nation, they will continue to pull our strings and lead us nowhere. Right now, we're on a pace to get people aware in the United States. Now, people around the world are clearly aware of the problems of America because they're very critical of us. We don't even hear their criticism. It's all filtered in the media here. But now we have a real crisis of awareness to get people to understand that Trump isn't going to attack the New World Order. He was actually put in play by the New World Order because they can manipulate him. He doesn't bring a brand new party to the table. He brings my ideas, which he can't even implement properly. And now he continues to claim he's going to get rid of Obamacare, even though everybody in Congress says no, it's not going to happen. He just works against Congress. He's not in any way trying to finesse a solution for health care. He was basically not even there. He wasn't even present when they were talking about it. Mitch McConnell said, hey, he's not even representing it. So... all right, so building a new awareness level in America is going to be a big task, but that really is our challenge in the next year or two. So Sarah's in. I'm going to give her the wall here, but we've got all kinds of stories coming up. Flight records and a plane belonging to the Las Vegas shooter, connecting him to an intelligence contractor. Another story that came out, FBI wipes laptops of Las Vegas shooting eyewitness. And of course, the story I talked about earlier about one of the guys that was with Stephen Paddock is dead and his disabled daughter is dead in a murder-suicide where the guy shot himself in the back of his head with a shotgun. All of these stories are kind of making no sense at all if you think the story's real about the Mandalay Bay shooting. If you think that's a false flag, everything's starting to make sense. People are starting to make a lot of sense of all of this. So anyway, let's get into the show in just a bit. I'm going to make a little bite, and then it's so hard to do this because I've got all these all these links have to be brought in, and
sure, I'll take care of it.
Yeah, I never had any kind of things like that with that person. All right, former West Point professor letter exposes corruption, cheating, and failing standards. American military. Okay. Thank you, Scissor Fight. I'll be back.
And YouTube, pull that up.
Yeah, I have it there. It's one of the links.
I got it. Don't worry, I got
Okay.
it all.
It's the far left. I did it. Adjust the date too.
Oh, you already adjusted the date?
Yes,
Okay, thank you. Weather for Seattle, 48 degrees. It's not freezing, but it was definitely wet and rainy today, for sure. I can take off all my clothing. Not my clothing, but my jackets. I actually stayed warm, which I was outside most of the day today. Hello, NYPD-1. I made Puffy Coat jealous with all my puffy coats, yeah. I'm sure I did, Bengalitis. Alright, there we go. Better. Now I still have on 3 layers, a sweater, a shirt, and a undershirt. I do have a great man in my life. That is true. Puffy's on his way to the puffy coat warehouse because he's upset because Sarah looks better in all her jackets. It wasn't that cold, but it was just rainy, and you know, rain is like, it can be cold with the rain. But I was actually pretty toasty. I still am pretty toasty. I like being toasty. Yes, I believe it is a wool sweater. It sounds like where you are with lots of rain. Okay. What is the belief that all reality is just one's own imagining of reality, and that oneself is the only thing that exists? Selfishness? Kind of. $79 where you live with a low of 61. I'm jealous of you, Captain Howdy. Agnostic fantasy, starting with the letter S. Insanity. I'm more of a relativist, so I guess it's up to the individual people. James is right. Solipsism. So solipsism, like you're the sole person. The belief that all reality is just one's own imagining of reality, and that oneself is the only thing that exists. Who was a 20th century Russian author whose works include One Day in the Life of Ivan Denisovich and the Gulag Archipelago? He criticized the government of the former Soviet Union and lived outside the country for several years. Not Trotsky or Dostoevsky. Sure, I believe you, 588, because you're a guest. I totally believe everything you say. It was not Marx or Lenin or Trotsky. No, none of those. Or Mark. Or James. Igor, no. So the answer is Alexander Solzhenitsyn. Okay, who were ancient Greek teachers who are accused by some of their contemporaries, including Plato, of being more interested in winning arguments through crafty rhetoric than in pursuing truth. Thank you, David. David's watching in the other room and muting people. The liberals, no. Starting with the letter S. Not Sodomites or Mesopotamians or Adam's family or Pharisees. Not Sumerians or Quakers. The answer is sophists. Sophists. Or is that sophists? Sophists.
Sophists.
By extension, a sophist is someone who engages in persuasive but false arguments.
False arguments. Right.
There it is. 693 sophists.
I have a word for you. I found a word that's just so funny. Smarmy.
Uh-huh.
I didn't even know it existed.
What does it mean?
It's like fake compliments.
Oh,
like when
like
a person
flattery?
says, yeah, they overly flatter you. It's like, oh, you're so pretty today. It's almost like sarcastic, you know?
Yeah.
Smarmy.
Nice.
Smarmy.
Wow.
I didn't even know it existed. I just read it the other day. Oh, but by the way, you're beautiful. I didn't want to, make it sound like it.
You're handsome as well.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's backhanded compliments, smarmy. All right. Sophists love debating. Who was an ancient Greek poet, author of Oedipus Rex and Antigone? He is counted with Euripides and Aeschylus among the great Greek authors of tragedies. Not Homer or Iliad or Plato or Hitler or Euripides. Not Poe, not Homer, not Socrates, not Dennis Rodman. The correct answer is Sophocles. Sophocles. Thank you, Dave Sponheim. All right. Who was a 17th century Dutch philosopher who argued for a form of pantheism and set out his arguments like proofs in geometry? He earned a living by grinding lenses for spectacles and telescopes. Sorry. Not Escher or Gauguin. He's Dutch, yes. Not Van Gogh. He's not very well known, I would say. Yes, the lenses do take years to polish. The correct answer is Benedict Spinoza. All right, what are religious songs of African Americans, often written with freer rhymes and harmonies than most standard hymns? Many of these go back to the days of slavery, often speak of biblical models of deliverance like the Exodus. Some well-known ones are Gonna Lay Down My Burden, Joshua Fit the Battle of Jericho, Nobody Knows the Trouble I've Seen, Swing Low, Sweet Chariot, and When the Saints Go Marching On.
Those are good.
They're not just hymns, they are spirituals. Good job, 698.
Spirituals. They are spirituals. Yes, greater than a hymn. Yes, indeed.
Good to know, Captain Howdy.
Welcome, brethren.
Yes, of course, politics. That's how I love it.
That's amazing.
All right, what is the nom de plume of the 19th century French writer and critic Henry Marie Bale? A major influence on the development of the modern novel. This person's romantic, psychological, realistic works include The Red and the Black, as well as The Charterhouse of Parma. The correct answer is Stendhal. Stendhal. All right, what is a philosophy that flourished in ancient Greece and Rome? They believed that people should strictly restrain their emotions in order to attain happiness and wisdom. Hence, they refused to demonstrate either joy or sorrow. Correct, L. Ron Hubbard. Stoicism. That's not going to happen, 714, so you might as well go to a different website where they do that kind of thing. What is the best known work of Thomas Aquinas, in which he treats the whole of theology by careful analysis of arguments? In one famous section, Aquinas discusses 5 ways of attempting to prove that there is a God. Not Vulcan or dogmas. Not rationalism. Not One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest or Captain Picard. The answer is Summa Theological. Summa Theological. I did not know that. Okay, you might get this one. What is an ideal of humanity found in Thus Spake Zarathustra by Friedrich Nietzsche? This is the single goal of all human striving, for which people must be willing to sacrifice all. It is doubtful that Nietzsche thought of this as an individual person. Übermind is correct. I can't really say that word, James, but you are correct. Otherwise known as Overman or Superman. Oh, Ron Hubbard, what do you have?
The wind whispered through the forest.
Trumpy Bear, official commercial, not needed. Yes, David's in there watching chat like a hawk. Okay. What was a Swiss adventure novel by Johann Weiss? The title characters are shipwrecked and live for many years on a desert island. And for many years it became like a Disney thing. Correct. 698 has it. Good job, 307. Yes. James has it. Swiss Family Robinson. All right. What is a dialogue by Plato in which Socrates and several other men at a banquet discuss love? Good job, 698. Correct, Ghost. I'm using cultural literacy, what every American needs to know. A dialogue by Plato in which Socrates and several other men at a banquet discuss love. I don't like the whole dialogue way they wrote back then. It wasn't a republic. They were discussing government and a utopian society in the republic. This is a less well-known, lesser-known one. Oh, interesting elephant. Yes, correct, 419. I know it was their method. I should read it as it's a bunch of gassy, drunk men. That's kind of how I read it, and I get tired of listening to them, so I don't read it. Okay. It was the symposium. All right, you might know this one. In Judaism, what is a house of worship and learning? It's also the congregation that meets there. No, David's not off today. I'm just giving him a break. Correct, random. It is synagogue. What is something new, fresh, unmarked, or uninfluenced? It is Latin for blank slate. John Locke believed that a child's mind was one of these. James, no. It is 484 is correct. Tabula rasa. All right. What are the collections of commentaries on biblical texts that form, with the Torah, the foundation for the religious laws of Judaism? Yes, that's it, 419. But you have to get, well, you have to get the one that's the new dictionary of cultural literacy. Not just cultural literacy, but the new dictionary of cultural literacy. But I read cultural literacy, but this one's pretty cool. It's like it written in a dictionary form. It's by Edie Hirsch and also Joseph F. Kett and James Treffel. Okay, so that was the Talmud, was the collection on biblical texts. What is a religion native to China whose adherents attempt to live according to the way which they believe governs the universe? Correct, random. Taoism. James F. Treff, I don't know who that is. Why do I want to watch that? I don't want to watch that, so I'm moving on. That's not nice. PWX Pro Guy. Hello now, Nero. You've got the religion questions down. Alright, moving on. What is a hymn of praise to God containing many passages from the Bible that's used in the Anglican Communion, the Lutheran Church, and the Roman Catholic Church as part of morning prayers on festive occasions? It begins, the meaning of it is, "We praise thee, O God." I guess it means we praise. We're on the letter T. So this one is either Te Deum or Te Deum. There you go. All right. Who was an ancient philosopher of Greece, called by some the first genuine Greek philosopher? He lived about 600 years before Jesus and about 150 years before Socrates. He is known for predicting an eclipse and thus contributing to the idea that the heavens were separate from the gods. Plato lived after Socrates. This guy lived before Socrates. I wonder if tedium comes from Te Deum. And never mind. Yes. Oh, Mr. Bill, I don't know what that's a YouTube video of. Don't worry, 449. You're just here to learn, like me. Okay, so that was Thales. Was it a bloke called Fred? Ha. Maybe. But it was Thales. All right, what is a person who engages in theology? Some notable ones of these are Thomas Aquinas, Augustine, John Calvin, and Martin Luther. I agree with you, Monkey Times. The king, ministers, saint, reformists. I'll tell you what, it's actually kind of, it starts with Pirate Ripley. You have it correct, except it's TH. Theologists. Theologist. All right. What is a notion in the philosophy of Immanuel Kant? It is an object as it would appear to us if we did not have to approach it under the conditions of space and time. This is kind of heady stuff. K-A-N-T. Can't. Mass? That's a good guess. Which you should smoke. What do you mean which you should smoke? Don't smoke anything. It's not good for your lungs. Just eat it. Alright, so it was a thing in itself. A thing in itself is an object as it would appear to us if we did not have to approach it under the conditions of space and time. The thing in itself. What are the fundamental beliefs of the Anglican Communion in addition to the common Christian creeds? Most of these are short paragraphs which set down differences in beliefs between Anglicans and other Christians. The other one was correct. Politics, correct. But this was 39 articles. Of the Anglican Communion. What is the philosophy of Thomas Aquinas or other philosophies inspired by him? It underwent a revival starting in the middle of the 19th century. I can't watch 5-year-olds on screen scissor fight. Pardon?
Is it rationalism? No, it's not
No,
rationalism.
it's just named after him.
Oh.
It's named after Thomas Aquinas.
Really?
It's Thomism.
Thomism? Are you serious?
T-H-O-M.
That is, I never even knew that.
Actually, they call it Thomism.
No kidding. Wow.
What was correct, 419? You spelled it correctly as well. Neither do I, Dave Sponheim. Okay. Yes, it was narcissistic of Thomas. What is a novel by the French author Alexandre Dumas set in 17th century France? The characters are comrades of the central character, de Artagnan, I think. James is correct. The Three Musketeers. A young man younger than they who becomes a musketeer after performing many daring deeds. The motto of the Three Musketeers is all for one and one for all. D'Artagnan. That makes more sense than the way they wrote it. Well, they didn't write it, so thank you, Monkey Times. All right, what is a book of philosophical reflections by Friedrich Nietzsche? Written in the style of a sacred book, it puts forth Nietzsche's idea of the Superman. Correct, Monkey Times. Thus spake Zarathustra. Who was a 19th century Russian author thought to be among the greatest novelists, whose books paint a vivid portrait of Russian life and history. His best-known works are War and Peace and Anna Karenina. Correct, Monkey Times. Tolstoy. Correct, random. Tolstoy. All right, what is the law on which Judaism is founded? It is Hebrew for the word law. This law is contained in the first 5 books of the Bible, Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers, and Deuteronomy. It can also refer to the entire body of Jewish law and wisdom, including what is contained in oral tradition. "777 is correct. 307 is correct. It is the Torah. Who was the first Inquisitor General of the Inquisition in Spain in the late 15th century? He was known for his severity. A Gothic master quizzer. No. The answer is Tomás de Torquemada. What is an animal, plant, or other object in nature that has a special relationship to a person, family, or clan and serves as a sign for that group? I don't think that's a very good description, but okay. Symbiotic pet? No. Symbol? Good try, but no. Starts with the letter T. Leech? No. Thomism, yeah. Actually, the correct answer is totem. A totem. Totem is an animal, plant, or other object in nature that has a special relationship to a person, family, or clan and serves as a sign for that person or group. A totem. 419 has the spelling correct. Who knew it was a totem? And Monkey Times is like, I knew that one. I'm sorry, Monkey Times. I could keep going, but I think David's going to come in to the room shortly. Have I seen Inception? No. So there's tropical storm activity report in the Pacific Ocean. Yes. Yeah, I think they were pretty good questions tonight. We'll slowly work our way through the book eventually, and then we'll start all over. Because I will have forgotten it all. Oh, a totem is important in the movie Inception. Okay.
Wow, that was huge.
I'm glad you got one, Pirate Ripley. Wow, the fight against California wildfires enters a new phase. The search for bodies. So sad.
Did you hear the study about the Psychology Today study where they found out that people that drink black coffee are sociopaths?
Oh, really?
Yeah. People that drink black coffee straight up are sociopaths. That's the Psychology Today
if
study.
you have to add sugar to it, or
You have to
milk?
have something, sugar or milk, in order to not be a sociopath.
So
Correct
2
myself.
are dead after an attempted prison break in North Carolina.
Oh, wow. Are they guards? that were
Yeah,
dead?
2 employees.
Two
were
guards
killed.
died. Wow. So somebody attempted to break out, but they didn't. Yeah, the U.S. is going to withdraw from UNESCO, citing its anti-Israel bias. We know how pro-Israel Donald Trump is. Well, I made the pasta primavera, and you can have a big bowl full or whatever you want. And anything you want to store for later, you can do that too.
Okay.
You know, I'll put those plastic things out. We need to get some ceramic ones for you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, good.
Ophelia becomes a record 10th straight hurricane and heads toward Europe. Yes, I'll eat David's whatever it is. Pasta. He's calling it pasta primavera. Whatever. I'll eat it. Yeah, I'm... Uh-oh, you like black coffee. I'm not a big coffee fan. That's pretty funny, Monkey Times. That is so hilarious. I'm gonna open that up, Monkey Times, just for David.
Yeah, I've always loved technology, I call it micronization, but that's not really a word. Whenever you shrink things and you make things smaller, I've always loved the fact that, you know, we've got our iPods now and how everything is now so concise. You've got an MP3 player on there, you can listen to 1,000 songs if you wanted to. It's amazing how we've shrunk everything, you know?
Yeah.
Ergonomic wise. Thank you for coming in.
Okay, I guess I've got to go that way. Oh, great.
Just go back there. Thank you. All right, Sarah. Great job. I mean, people love this trivia hour. I really think it adds a lot to the show, personally.
I learn things every day.
I'm listening to you and I'm thinking I
sound
need a
like I know
headset.
what I'm doing, but I don't.
Well, that's the whole story.
I know what I'm doing. I just sound like I know what the answers are, and
Yeah.
I would not know them if I were competing.
But isn't that the nice thing about reading them, though? You're learning at the
Fortunately,
same
I'm reading.
time. Yeah.
And I'm learning.
We're probably going to repeat ourselves doing this, but it's a great thing for the filler between when I'm not in the show. Thank you very much. All right. Sautéed spring vegetables, yeah. Pasta dish. I love it. I think it's great. It's so easy to make, too. I did it in 45 minutes, and it came out great, man. I didn't realize I could get 10 servings out of this. It's amazing. We got a lot of links to look at. Really sad stuff going on. There's an optical illusion I have to look at here. Now, if you're prone to any type of distractions that could lead to, you know, strange brain activity, you may want to cover your eyes. Let's take a look. Okay, that's enough. Something weird is going to happen in 10 seconds. I'll go back to that one. So what about the FBI wiping phones and laptops of Vegas shooting witnesses? Eyewitnesses. Workers at the Route 91 Music Festival. Hang on, I've got an interruption. Yep, that was an interruption. No hair plugs for me. No, I'm doing great. I like a light, tight haircut because I live in a Navy town. And yeah, thank you. I just have kind of like a, I'm kind of, it's a schoolboy look I'm working on, trying to take my age down a little bit by looking like an adolescent who just graduated from high school. It's my real hair, yeah. No, just did a little trim. I had a little unruly hairs flying out there, and I took a piece of technology I noticed was out there. It's called a scissors, and I took it and cut those loose hairs off. It saves me so much money doing my own haircuts. Hello? Precious. Is this a new identity we're getting here? Hey, Precious, what's up?
Hey, Dave, what's going on? How you doing?
Is it Lot Lizard here? Are you calling?
Is it Lot Lizard here? Are you calling? This ain't Lot Lizard. What you talking about? Could you unban Mad Dog 1968, please?
How did Mad Dog 1968 get a... Let me take a look at the chemtrail Scissor Fight's sending me. And David, you have to see this. I love fries. Okay. Thank you.
The wind.
Is this Mad Dog 1968? We're gonna... Yeah, let me get to that in just a second. Let me open up the Mad Dogs. Thank you. Okay, we're going to unban you here. Well, you're not on the list. That's weird. Well, I'm going to unban all because everybody wants me to do that. There you go. How's that?
Okay, thank you so much, Dave. Y'all have a good evening.
You too, man. Thanks for calling, Precious. Oh, man, I thought that was Lot Lizard. That's Mad Dog. Yeah. David, please play this. All right. It's some sort of a wind activity going on.
Dave, coming here on shit.
Whoa. Hang on, let's play that again.
Right there, here he comes. Come over here. Dave, coming here on shit.
Okay. Holy crap. Holy crap. How does this make you feel? I'm blown away.
Crap.
Wow. You know what that could be? That could be blood. That was my first thought. What about you? Yeah. You know, I was wondering what the Red Cross does with their blood supply. And I could never get them to commit to what they do. They apparently put it down the drain, but maybe they're using it to drop on our heads with tainted viruses attached to it. Isn't that a paranoid thought? I'm just saying, I mean, hypothetically speaking. First thought it was paprika, yeah. Oh, they're firefighting. Okay, thank you. All right, Russia has accused the U.S. of violating a peace treaty between Moscow and the Western NATO alliance after the Pentagon deployed a new force in the tense Baltic region. It's the latest of several Western moves seen as provocations by Russia, which has vowed to respond. No doubt fixing our elections was one of their moves that they've already done. No, blood doesn't have to get through body. You've got very sensitive capillaries in your nose. Viruses can enter your nose through mists. Yeah, you didn't know that? Yeah, you know, remember those things that they gave people, the virus shots that they had a mist form? It only lasted for like 3 months. And they said, oh yeah, this is a new product we're introducing. It worked so well they could vaccinate people with these misters. They pulled it off the market, and now they could easily vaccinate the entire population, and probably are doing it with aerial spraying, which you know is going on. You skipped it. Please play it. Okay. It's another ridiculous video.
The wind whispered through the forest. A storm is coming. You cannot defeat the storm. From the trees rose a resounding voice. I fear nothing. I come when the trumpet sounds. I am the storm, the great American grizzly. Introducing the original Trumpy Bear, the fearless, super plush American grizzly. Trumpy Bear was born June 14th, Flag Day.
You know, I'm not really getting the whole Trump worship that you guys are involved in, so I really don't think it's something I want to play, Olive Fries. But thank you anyway. A lot of you people are just so in love with Trump, it's beyond anyone's comprehension. We have a crisis of awareness going on here. We need to realize that what's going on with false flags happening and Trump not doing a damn thing about vaccinations and chemtrails and genetically modified food, and now starting a war with North Korea, is we are being played. And you people are part of the play. You need to get out of the play and get on the outside, on the sidelines, and realize we've got a whole new party forming here. It's a whole new party. The actual expression is I couldn't care less. Yeah, see, that's a good expression. So some of you have reached the point of apathy where you could care less. I understand. That's why we're having a crisis of awareness. They shut our thinking ability down. You cannot make critical thoughts anymore because of the fluoride and all the other things that are being dumped on your head. Something like that. All right, great to know. Good to find out. Welcome to the Trump Operation Distraction again. We'll move on to the next thing. Whew, that was scary. I've never seen anything like that. Plane flying over.
Right there, here he comes. Come over here. Dave! Coming here, oh shit.
I thought that was just one plane, but it was the big one who was coming. David, you're missing the best parts of the commercial. There's a flag stuck in the bear's neck and you have to watch it all. Well, tell you what, I'll do it later, okay? That's cool. I'm glad you showed it. Well, if I play the entire video, they'll monetize it. They'll make money on it, and then they'll turn my entire show into their show. That's not cool. I'll do it at the end of the show when we don't monetize, when we don't record. Okay. This video is about technology like we've never seen before. Hovering cars. They are possible. Let's take a look. Okay, the concept nicknamed Float won a recent design contest put out by the car company. Yeah. The hovering vehicle is a non-directional, which lets it move in any direction without turning. What a great idea. It can interlock. It would attach to pods in different configurations so others can ride along. This is amazing. I love it. It uses maglev hover technology currently being used in Tesla's Hyperloop train concept. Car designs had to emphasize electric power, autonomous driving, and connected tech. Float designer Yushin Kai won the contest and spent 2 weeks at the Renault in Paris. Thank you, CNN. Home of the not-so-fake news, or what? Are you still of the belief that CNN is completely fake? I've always felt that CNN was all filtered media. In fact, everything is filtered media now, and that's probably what you all mean by fake news. I get that. So we'll see that later, I Love Fries. Try not to be so too impetuous. Learning patience is a key trait in life. I wouldn't be able to do this show if I didn't know all about patience. Elephant juice. This looks like a muzzle flash coming from a helicopter over the Jason Aldean concert. The Vegas shooting. Wow. Okay. Yeah, it does look like a muzzle flash. Look at that. You're right. See that, everybody? It's a muzzle flash. Yeah, they were probably shooting people from the sky just to get dead bodies out there so to have a couple on staff just to, you know. George Soros shorted 42 million of the Vegas MGM stocks right before the attack. Wow, so you track Soros's bidding. We're looking at the link right here. Thank you for that link, Elephant Juice. So he shorted 42 million. The CEO of MGM Grand Hotel dropped 80% of his stocks in a 5-month period from July to September prior to the event. Everything is pointing to a false flag. Everything. It's a false flag alert. Yes, we have a false flag alert, everybody. Alert, alert. I'm talking with my nasal ability. Alert, alert. Yeah, anyway, Mad Dog said he will take his, none of us will play. Okay, well, Mad Dog could come in at any time if he wants. But see, you can't get into the show anymore. Mark has a censor thing going on that people can't even get in here. They try and they get a capacity server screen that says VIP capacity on it. I know. Yes, I can show the video of the muzzle flash in the sky. Let's go back to that. There it is. Hey, what's up? Adele is here. There's an ambulance, a couple ambulances, yeah. They had a couple bodies to take out. Yeah, 500, I don't know. People don't usually get injured in round numbers. Yes, there were 500 critically injured. I am definitely real. I am not a hologram. All right, did you see enough of it? Here's the link. If you want to see it again and again, you can do it. Everyone here is relatively stupid. We're all trying to, you know, learn. Like I said, we're having a crisis of awareness tonight. You don't put a lot of pressure on yourself. It takes a long time to become aware. It took me 8 years of doing the show. You know, someone said when I first started doing the show, have you ever heard of the Illuminati? And I was like, is that a light bulb? Is that a special brand? I really didn't know. And then I went on this journey of discovery, which 8-9 years now has taken me to the farthest reaches of the internet, looking at all kinds of information streams. The shooter was actually working for the CIA, just another arms deal went wrong. That's the story that's rolling out there, and there's confirmation from a couple of earlier posts that we had. This is the thing that just troubles me, though. This convoy of trucks in California. Police escorted.
See? Not you. That was his van. Union City trucking.
You like to get on here. I want to Mission Boulevard.
None of these, all these are the same.
Yeah.
Yeah, KA Transport.
That use a lot of independent drivers. A lot of
So what are they hauling from California somewhere? Somebody suggested maybe they were taking things to the Tesla factory. Some people are thinking that they're carrying bodies from FEMA camps, homeless people that have been taken out with Hep A. 487 homeless people were affected in San Diego. 17 known deaths, maybe more coming. But who knows? Who knows? That's just a, you know, a wild accusation. Who the hell knows? We had a visit with a truck stop prostitute on our screen. I did not mean to talk about that. This video I don't know about. I'm going to look at it. It's called $1 Million Graves. I've not seen this. Let's take a look together. Music playing. I'm going to just... Culiacan in Mexico, long considered one of the most dangerous cities in the world. Some of Mexico's most infamous narco traffickers in the 50s have come from this region, including Mexico's most wanted drug lord El Chapo. Wow. Here, narco culture thrives. Here, narco culture thrives. Music playing. Yeah.
Valverde Shrine is a popular attraction for tourists and travelers alike. Valverde is a local legend and Robin Hood figure.
¿Quién es Valverde y qué significa? Valverde es el bandido generoso.
A generous bandit. Bandito generoso. Sí. It is very much, and later we'll be talking about Sante Muerte, the god of, or the saint of death. We'll do a special on the drug cartels tonight, starting with this. Okay, you forgot your login, your Skype's login. That sucks. Yeah, the only way to get in here without having your computer turned into a coin hive, Bitcoin harvester, is to get a username and then get rid of the main site and then open up the pop-up chat, or reverse that. Open up the pop-up chat, then get rid of the main page. That's the only way. He's tweeting. See, what are we going to do now? This is one smart kid. Who is it? Oh, it's the, yeah, the drummer kid. See?
Also, some planes have a ram air turbine.
A ram air turbine?
Yeah.
And what does that do?
It gets emergency systems back on if the engines fail.
Okay.
Yeah, he knows all about airports and airplanes. No, of course, anybody accusing me of having Skype sex is crazy. You know, back in 2010, Thomas Drake, the CIA, the NSA asset, exposed that Skype had been completely compromised, that the government could listen in. Why would I do Skype calls with anybody? Well, we tried one out with this one woman in 2009, I believe, 2010, right around the time that I was finding this out. And she's out there now libeling me, slandering me, when all we did was we actually tried to help her. She came on, she said she loved me, and insisted that I love her back. I'm serious. And then because I didn't love her back, she started popping pills. And I had no idea what she took, even to this day. But luckily, she said she was our international supporter, so I simply said, yeah, we've got her address, because we were going to send her a card. And we gave the address to the UK police, and they actually went to her door, and she wouldn't respond, and they broke it down, and they saved her life. So now she claims that we had Skype relation. No, we were just on a phone call, like a group phone call with her. It was crazy. But no, I wouldn't do that. I don't believe in Skype at all. In fact, we don't even use it in the show. Yeah, crazy, isn't it? Well, I can't be responsible for a person who's so messed up they need to seek psychiatric help. Yeah, sorry. I would never show my body part to anybody on screen. That's crazy. Volume, can't hear anything, bro. It's on your end. Everybody else can hear me, right? I wouldn't doubt she's trying to sabotage something. I'm not, though. Dangerous sound, what the Americans heard in Cuba attacks. Okay, this is the sonar attack that happened in Cuba, which has pulled us out of the Cuban Havana location. Our government is pulling its roots. Okay, I hope this doesn't affect our audio here. But yeah, we did help her. You know, we saved her life. So anybody who's that desperate, who's stalking me, no, of course I don't open up a Skype conversation with them or anyone for that matter. You can ask Candy Rain. We never ever even had a chat. We never even internet chatted. Candy Rain, the Sponheim girl. We never even had an internet chat, she and I. We IM'd each other a couple times. That was about it. Yeah, hey, look at this. U.S. flags the U.S. Embassy in Havana. The Associated Press has obtained a recording of what some U.S. Embassy workers heard in Havana. It's part of a series of unnerving incidents later deemed to be deliberate attacks. Wow. Okay. I'm not getting anything from that. So the file doesn't show me anything. It's just a picture. So I guess it's just, yeah, it's a nice picture. And 5-year and 11-month-old boy went to meet his family and was talking about the airplane. Very smart young man. I hope he does real well in airplane design. Unfortunately, he probably isn't aware that the black box, which is actually orange, in the airplanes is actually vulnerable to a cyber attack. And that's the reason why I don't fly anymore. As much as I'd love to fly and go across the world and visit people, I can't successfully do that because the technology is so dangerous that any type of auto navigation system could be hacked from external sources. And this is what I'm told. I was told this by an expert who designed it at Boeing. And strangest story, I met this guy at Radio Shack. He was working because he didn't have a job. Boeing laid him off. And he was working for like $7.50 an hour. And I walked up to him and I said, hey, yeah. And he said, yeah, I'm a Boeing employee. I started, discussing the things that he had on his mind, kind of picked his brain a little bit. And he said, yeah, I designed those things. They can totally be hacked from outside. I said, wow, that's crazy. That's an inside bit of information that's got to be plugged. We've got to stop that. And the only way we're going to do that is with a Faraday cage system like this. This is actually you might think this is just, aluminum wire that you put on a screen. That's all it is, stitched together. But if you put something inside of it, that cannot emit field energy, and inversely, field energy cannot get into it. So you create the lock around the black box that we need. We don't have that security system in place. We still don't. So the QSR-11 chip is vulnerable. You probably should sleep in some sort of a Faraday cage, really. They make Faraday cages for your wallet. You can get the little metal containers that will actually protect all of your magnetic information on your credit cards. You could buy those at any Big Five, they sell them. But, they also make bigger Faraday cages, too. So you can make your own. Just so you know that technology still has not been, that wrinkle hasn't been dealt with. And I don't want to put myself and anyone else at risk by flying around the world and having somebody say, oh, yeah, we got a good way to get rid of this guy, David Sponheim. We don't need him anymore doing his show. So I travel on the ground. All right, so moving on. Linux has spyware built in. Yeah, I heard many flavors of Linux are built in with spyware now. That's why I prefer some of the earlier ones like Ubuntu. But not that I'm a big Linux user. I'm not. The NSA is watching everything here. Everything you do in your life is being monitored. They pretty much released that information over the past couple of years. It's not like a big revelation. Okay, stocks retreat from record highs as earnings season kicks into full gear. And Equifax says code on its website was serving malicious content. Nice, thanks. So the government just awarded Equifax a $7.2 million contract to secure information, yet they can't even secure their own information and all of yours. It's pathetic out there. It's almost like a wasteland of disaster after disaster. Yeah, Michael Hastings is a good example of a car that was hacked. Michael Hastings, the award-winning Polk Award, he won the 2010 award for journalism. And the guy that we remember exposed General McChrystal's information about how he felt Obama was completely disengaged, he said, from the war in Afghanistan. Well, about a couple of years after that, Michael Hastings ran into a palm tree at high speeds. His car was completely out of control. His engine flew nearly 250 feet away from his car, which is really bizarre. It's scary how many people are affected by Mercedes-Benz explodes engine. Yeah, Michael Hastings. Here's the story.
Hollywood early this morning. Rolling Stone magazine is reporting that journalist Michael Hastings is the one that was killed. His reporting, you may remember, is credited with bringing down the career of General Stanley McChrystal. KTLA 5's Dave Meekum live in Hancock Park tonight. He's got more on this story. Hello, Dave.
Hello. In terms of LA, 117 at this hour, but in terms of Rolling Stone magazine, as you just heard, and then the website BuzzFeed, both reporting that this man, his driver, was one of their own. Rolling Stone magazine called Michael Hastings a fearless journalist who refused to cozy up to power. His death at 33 came by way of a fire-fueled and explosive crash where Hancock Park meets Hollywood there at Highland and Melrose.
It sounded like a bomb went off in the middle of the night. My house shook. The windows were rattling.
Hastings was a 2010 Polk Award winner for magazine reporting. He was alone in what investigators say was a brand new Mercedes.
I couldn't have written a scene like this for a movie where the engine flies from the car, which was about, I don't know, 50, 60 yards up, right.
There it is. Okay, let's ask ourselves, how does an engine look brand new? This is kind of a logical question mark for some of you to put your mind together. How does an engine look brand new, no scorch marks, fly a couple hundred feet away from a car that hits a palm tree, a soft wooded tree, by the way, and then bursts in flames? Well, prior to this, that night, Michael Hastings was frantically trying to find a friend to loan him a car. And no one had a car available for him. He had this Mercedes he just bought, and it literally took over and killed him early in the morning at Florence and Melrose in that neighborhood. It could be inertia. The engine can fly out when you hit a palm tree and bounce off. Yep, you're right. It could be. The engine missed the tree. I heard it hit the tree. Do you want me to go back on the thing so you can see the actual location of the fire and crash? There it is right there. There's the palm tree. There's Michael Hastings' crispy body. Now, he was investigating John O'Brennan at the time, and a gag order that was put on any information about Benghazi. So his life was pretty much extracted. And these are some of the best investigative journalists we've had. They're the ones that are being taken out. So let's not underestimate what the tragedy of what could be happening right now in our country. It could be a CIA hit. Yeah, you never know. I have no idea if the Mossad has a base in Oak Harbor. My God. We have in our area about 8 different police organizations. There's the State Patrol, the Sheriff, the Navy Police, the City Police. That's just 4 right there. There's CIA operatives in our area, Border Patrol, that's 6. There's Harbor Patrol, that's 7. And I believe Fish and Game. Yeah, 8 different agencies that are rotating. I have no idea who's beholden to who. Yeah, Border Patrol is 100 miles in across the nation. I would never work for the Mossad. I would never do anything for Israel other than to be intelligent enough to find them as our ally and treat them as such. But in no way would I do their bidding. That's the New World Order play. That's Zionism advanced to the present day. They want New World Order, and I'm not saying Israel. I mean the people that powered up the existing neo-fascist state that we live in. They're the ones that are behind this. I call them Ashkenazis because back in the 30s, they came up with a short description of them. The word Nazi came out. And these Ashkenazis are not even real Jews. They want to be Jews. They want to make money. So they become Jews. The Rothschild family would be one. They were originally court Jews. The German, Russian descent, have no Jewish ancestry except maybe a father. Hitler, his father was Jewish. So this is a Zionist, this is how the Zionist cabal formed. And I believe these Ashkenazis think that they control the destiny of mankind. And that's what we're all up against now, the New World Order. It's hard to put it all in simple terms, but it really is coming down to a simple way of looking at things. That's why we're building a third party, also to fix the country's problems. There's no way we're going to be able to stop these people unless we use this opportunity to stop them. It'd be a waste of this opportunity to even to be like them, to become absorbed by them and co-opted by them. It would totally run the entire purpose of a third party into the ground. What's the difference between that and a third and one of the other 2 parties? So in order to fill these shoes, I have to take on the possibility that there's a secret organization ruling the world. And in doing that, we have to recognize that our nation cannot be entangled in that secret organization. Right now it is. Right now these people work through inner channels, controlling the media and the banking system, and buying politicians and their vote. So when I ran this whole campaign with no money at all, I'm like David slaying Goliath with a little slingshot. This is way more powerful than most people realize, just breaking through the censorship that's being forced upon the American people. It's a huge move. And once I'm able to accomplish my goal, I think we'll be able to fix this. But then I need protection. This can't possibly go on in a public way like Trump's campaign did. My chances of dying are increased dramatically the more realistic this problem becomes to me. They don't want anyone honest to fight them. They don't want anyone honest to stop their effort to control our destiny here in America. So that's really what we're up against. Yeah, I don't have major supporters like Weinstein. He's never given me any money. I've never met the man, nor would I even have any clue as to what the guy's into. Hillary was behind that. Hillary's pretty much never said a bad word about him, and now she's having to recant that and say something bad. Weinstein is a distraction. He's just designed to pull us away from the hard evidence that's now coming out about the Mandalay Bay shooting. Once it's a week old, it's in the minds of most people, it's stuck as, oh, the most horrible mass shooting in American history. We need to get guns taken away. That's what people are starting to say. So now we're a week late, and we're fighting that with the Weinstein story, which is now taking front row center, you see. No one wants to know, most people don't want to know that this has got no evidence attached to the shooting, that very few people are even hurt, let alone coming forward as a decedent. And families are it's all being limited and filtered. And the story is very weird about Stephen Paddock. He may very well have been involved in an arms deal that went raw or went live. The FBI could have been involved with him, or the CIA. I've never worked for the Mossad, no. I've never worked for any organization, government, or corporation. So I'm kind of in a very unique position to help the people of this country. Most people are attached somehow to corporate connections and ties. I'm not. I purposely kept myself insulated from all that because I knew what I had to do. I knew that the more important task of getting out there and breaking through the censorship was going to have to be taken on by a person who would represent the American people in the end. There's no way I could turn at any given point and get money and all this and get bought off, because I'm going to keep it very, very simple. The White House will run on its own income. We're going to keep the budget down. We're going to work on getting basic services to people without sacrificing quality. But right now, we're not even doing that. Right now, our system isn't running properly. As evinced by the mayor of the San Juan, Puerto Rico, has come forward and made some pretty dramatic statements. Yeah. I want to see her most recent tweet.
Said suspending the Jones Act will do.
Yeah, I want to find out if the mayor of San Juan is... She made a statement about Trump. I want to read that. Okay, she says it's not about politics. She's come forth and said that.
President Trump in Puerto Rico today, meeting with officials, including the mayor of San Juan. She went on live TV begging the administration for help, and he then took aim at her on Twitter. He also tweeted of Puerto Rico, they want everything done for them. What his message was today when he landed there, ABC's...
Okay, this is an old story. I don't know what she said. Did anyone get the gist of it? She said Trump is a complete idiot. He wants to pull the entire military support out without actually getting the products to the people that need them. He wants to actually do a 180 on the thing and pull everybody out as punishment to this woman. That's what I heard. She's like incredibly overwhelmed with this problem, and he should have gone the final distance to get the military off the boats to help the distribution process. He's laughing at Puerto Rico, but the people are suffering. I saw a testimonial last night on our show that was really bad. I mean, people only have a couple little bottles of water per day to barely survive. Yeah, drinking water. I take enough. I take vitamin B. I notice that vitamin B makes you want to eat more, so you can gain weight eating vitamin B. Yeah, you get a big appetite. You eat vitamin B and then go to the buffet and you'll walk out with 3,000 calories in your stomach. Wow, I should read all about the dualist debate, systems beginnings in Moorish Spain, the whole sophistic, scholastic, fake style of philosophy, manufactured consent invented by Jewish religious scholars. Sure, that'd be very interesting reading, but right now we're dealing with the aftermath of a technocracy which is spinning out of control with no check in sight. And once cybernetics takes over, it's curtains for the human race. And we're already there. I mean, there's evidence that Jade 2.0, or a Jade Helm, what's commonly known as Jade Helm 2015, there's evidence that that was orchestrated by an AI system called Jade 2.0. That it was merely a distribution event for the US military to start moving things around. That's probably what Jade Helm is, what that shipment in California of trucks was. We don't know. AI may be taking over, allocating resources and getting ready for a civil unrest. They may actually have a system in there to orchestrate civil unrest through pandemics, floods, artificial weather warfare. Yeah. For all we know, the artificial intelligence is flying the planes with the industrial systems all filled up with pollution, dropping it on our skies. This could even be something that's beyond the military. Wouldn't that be something? Because many of those planes are completely auto-navigated. There's nobody on those planes that are dumping chemicals in the skies. The technology of weather warfare is very real. It started with Tesla in the 1890s and advanced to the current time where they can actually use phased array radar to manipulate and create hurricanes, dehydrate entire areas like California. So yeah, I should play the chemtrail video. I do that every night. It's just one of those things that, you know, to look at. But yeah, these are real. And the government is completely ignoring what we're seeing every day in the skies above us. And it's getting really bad. We just saw a testimonial from a guy in Wyoming. He said the skies are just completely strewn with chemtrails. In Wyoming, land of the big sky. So we'll have that playing in the background for a while until it runs out. Mother can destroy, no, yeah. You're talking about Mother Nature. Mother Nature is no longer at play. I'm sorry. Mother Nature is long gone. Mother Nature is probably in deep menopause, having a hysterectomy. Yeah, Mother Nature's bye-bye. Mother Nature can come back if we stop doing this. Mother Nature can always return. That's a good thing. But no, Mother Nature took an about face when mankind realized that they can manipulate and create man-made weather patterns. Now you, who are listening, have a crisis of awareness going on when you're going, well, you just sound like one of those whack jobs who think that there's chemtrails. Well, because you've been told that anybody who comes up with the word chemtrail is a whack job. You also think that people that believe in chemtrails believe in reptilians. I don't believe in aliens. So a lot of this has been pre-programmed into our head through socialization processes. And we have to fight it. We have to just say, wait a second, they really are spraying our head? What could they be putting in the atmosphere that we're breathing? Thanks. Germans will be extinct in 50 years. I don't necessarily think that's the case. I mean, there's a lot of people that believe that mankind will live on and on. Yeah, the 25th Amendment to the Constitution was designed to prevent a missing person in the White House. If something happens, the removal of the president, we are going to see the vice president fill his place. So that's one thing that many people think could happen. And if Pence fills his place, to me, it's just another exotic adventure into why are you unable to present your emails, Pence? He still hasn't presented his emails as governor of Indiana. He's skirting under the radar. And that'll come back to haunt him, just like it's still bothering Hillary. We still don't know what her emails are all about. We still have just a scant idea. We found out about Pizzagate, thank goodness. And there's evidence of pedophilia and human trafficking in those emails. But we don't know really much more. So it's going to be a real odyssey to find out who could fill in the role of president. I can see Mike Pence being president for a year while he chooses me as his VP. But if he chooses anyone who doesn't understand the problem, then we're going to have another bumbling idiot in there, not aware of how serious the ramifications are of their actions. Now, Twitter is really the end of Donald Trump's success as a president when he started tweeting. He started going downhill then. I believe Congress should outlaw him or his ability to tweet. I don't think a president should be allowed to tweet. It's too unfiltered. It's too dangerous to our nation in many different ways. And it's just reckless. And he's behaved recklessly by tweeting incessantly on issues. So I'd be okay with not being able to tweet as president and stick to my chat show and a 1-hour show in the evening where we wouldn't even need a press secretary. Forget the middleman there. We would save some money. We'd save $160,000 a year at the White House. We don't need a press secretary. I'll handle the press, and we'll have a team of people working in the White House for $36,000 a year or $45,000 a year, working on the online chat system. Yeah, we'll even have this online chat system handled elsewhere and piped into the White House with one technical advisor. So that online chat could be handled by C-SPAN. And we have a perfect utility there. We could just hijack the operations of C-SPAN and make it work, you know, like a reality show. And then every day people go into the chat room and talk about the issues and post possible polls, and then people vote on those polls. And in the evening, I look at the polls and say, wow, 80% of you want to legalize marijuana. Congratulations, let's do it. This is the story on what we're doing to deal with the weather warfare our country's been involved in. And I'd give you updates on that and how we've been able to down the chemtrail planes. and how we're having problems identifying some of the chemtrail planes, because we're not going to be able to do this overnight. It has to be done very, very carefully, but we need to stay on task at all times. We can't just drop the ball. So in lieu of all of that, and realizing that I am capable of doing this, I need many of you just to keep talking about me among your friends and family here in America, because the world is watching and they like it. They like everything we're doing. And I've never felt that I was being shunned or put down by people that I actually get through to. I've always felt it's working. So Congress warned North Korea's EMP attack would kill 90% of all Americans. Well, so Congress has been warned. Thanks for sharing. I'm not sure how an EMP attack could kill 90% of all Americans. It doesn't logically make sense.
Worry about the war.
The American people should be concerned about a state that has developed a pretty good ICBM capability and is developing a pretty good nuclear reentry vehicle. I would believe, I think I speak for the administration, that that state simply cannot have the ability to reach the homeland, and for that matter, well, the homeland. Right now, there's great concern about a lot of Americans that live in Guam. Right now, we think the threat is manageable, but over time, if it grows beyond where it is today, well, let's hope that diplomacy works.
For the last... What diplomacy? I mean, John Kelly, thank you. What diplomacy? Yeah. Trump says, why bother? We don't need to talk to them. What diplomacy? It's amazing how the cabinet completely disagrees with everything Trump says, yet we're still functioning. And I want to thank the suicide team of 4 people who say that they have a suicide pact together for staying on right now. But if Tillerson gets kicked off and you decide to leave, I'd respect that decision. Yeah. If I were you, I'd get bail the ship before you get accused of being part of the Russian involvement. I know Jeff Sessions actually is a smart attorney for recusing himself on the Russian thing. That was a good move. And he's still holding the fort. But Jeff Sessions has had words with Trump. Obviously, Tillerson has. Kelly and Mattis and Mnuchin are holding it together. Huh. You'd encourage Mark to filter his ad revenue to 3 casters. Politics for Dummies, he doesn't make much money on his ad revenue. It's mostly censorship, and he's getting a fee to censor our show. Kelly and others have committed to the idea of quitting if Tillerson is fired. It's called the Suicide Pact. Read about it. Gold, 1293. Silver, 1723, moving up. And the Dow Jones is hovering at 22,841. Not climbing, but it's climbed quite a bit recently. So the only good thing going with the Trump administration is our Trump branding. The country's still seemingly very good with Trump branding. Yeah, Mark would be on the NSA payroll. And then it would be a violation of the Logan Act if we could tie Paul Manafort to it. Oh yeah, they're going to have to cover their tracks, because we know that Paul Manafort has been involved in the early stages of this process of censorship, which is a gross violation of the Logan Act. Stopping an opponent, a future political opponent, in his tracks, censoring them on a daily basis. I mean, this is unheard of in America. But only with this media being so powerful are they doing this, because they don't know how else to stop us. We've got a good foothold in American politics now, whether they like it or not. What has a hazelnut in every bite? Coffee. I take phone calls. My calls are being completely shut down. Every call is being monitored by Google. They're not allowing any calls in. This is a Google number when you call 707 your ATP. And they're shutting them down. They're censoring me on Google too, because I have accepted the calls every single time. You've heard it ring. You've heard me pick up the phone. It just doesn't go through. Jeff Bezos screws over workers at Amazon. Now he wants to do the same at the Washington Post. Can Silicon Valley's anti-labor attitude survive actual contact with a labor union? Good question.
Well, among the top 10 billionaires in America, Warren Buffett is the most charitable and Jeff Bezos is the least. The Chronicle of Philanthropy did an analysis showing giving as a ratio of total wealth for the 10 richest people in America just since 2000. Warren Buffett ranks the top of that list, pledging or giving away 71% of his wealth, or more than $46 billion since the year 2000. He pledged, of course, $36 billion to the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation back in 2006. That's most of that. Bill Gates.
That's nice. Okay. Let's listen to a recording of what some U.S. embassy workers heard in Havana. Okay? Now, I have not heard this. I'm going to raise the volume, so be prepared to, close your ears a little bit. I have not heard this. I'm going to do a pre-screen on it. Let me do it without your audio. I did not hear that. Did you hear it? Did anybody hear that? Okay, you can hear it? Okay, now let me put it on your audio. This may be a little hot. I could go a little louder if you want to hear it. Did you want to hear it again? I can't hear a lot of those ranges. You don't want to hear it again? Okay. I can't hear those ranges. I suffer from hearing damage. It's very irritating, really. No, I can't hear it. No. I've been under the jets of 7. We have 120 decibel jets over my house. The Navy has been sued, and they still continue to get away with this. They fly within 500 feet of my house, so I've lost some of my hearing in that range. I'm not gonna kid and tell you it hasn't happened, but Yeah, 120 decibel jets. Now, I've had over 120 jets. Wow. It sounded like ringing in the ears. It was a horrible sound. Well, maybe it's better I don't have hearing in that range, because I can't hear it. I can't hear a dog whistle either. So Sarah can hear all kinds of stuff. Her ears are incredibly sensitive. And she's been under the jets too, but not recently. I got nailed a couple of months ago. Actually, 6 months ago, I was putting up signs to stop a 35% tax increase in my area. And we were posting signs to kind of get people aware of the tax increase. And I was under the jet that was just coming off the runway. And you have no time to react when they start coming off the runway. I mean, they're hitting Mach 1 in the air, but they're like 500 miles per hour when they're off the runway. So here it just boom right over my head, and it literally sent a shockwave through my entire body. I could feel it. It was just, oh man, and when you're in a car, it lessens it by maybe 30-40% with the doors closed, with the noise dampeners. But they did a study, the environmental impact statement by the Navy in our area was done a year and a half ago. They said that 29 million marine mammals will die in the next 5 years. And they're okay with that in my area. They're fine. They have no problem with that at the Navy. 29 million marine mammals. That's what the Seattle Times reported. 5-year time. I think I'm a marine mammal. I'm beginning to believe that I'm one of those marine mammals they're just going to get rid of. It's sonar they're using. The jet noises are so loud that they're literally affecting people in ways we can't even enumerate. Possible pre-stroke conditions. So I would like to move out of the area. I've been talking to Sarah about this for a few years now, because they've ramped up the amount of flights over my house by about 80%. Or 800% actually. We started in the area, we hardly had any flights, maybe 1 or 2 a day. Now we have at least 15 to 20. So it's a significant total increase. Yeah, not to mention the chemtrails. So yeah, I'm at the point where I'd be more than willing to look at living anywhere. I don't even care where. Yeah. I mean, all over the country there's problems specific to that area. I mean, if you lived in Cheyenne, Wyoming, you run into a chemical factory out there. You know, you move into Detroit, you got no economy. You move to New Jersey, you got air pollution from oil refineries. You move to West Virginia, you got groundwater contamination. You move to Texas, you really got groundwater contamination, especially with the floods that happened. You move to California, you've got charred highways up and down Napa Valley, which with a fire is still burning. And then you go to Southern California, you don't know when they're going to dry out like a prune and not have anything to even give water to people. So the world is under attack, it seems. And I think all of it's being engineered. I think weather warfare is what's happening. And these people who are doing it are using every means possible to get their agenda met, and that would be false flags. Anything they could do to fake an event or turn it into a big viral event, well, they'll use it to manipulate our population. So there's a lot of things we have to be aware of right now. Okay. I don't know, maybe we have an amazing tool here. Somebody sent me this link to K Brown synth plugins. Plugins are 32-bit. Windows only. They cannot be Mac compatible, but they're made with a synthesizer, a synth maker. Okay, so these are plugins that you can put on your computer, I guess, and play music. I never really examined this thing. Huh. Yeah, I just played this horrible sound and everyone didn't want to hear it. It's the sound that they got off of the Cuban embassy had heard the sound. And I'm not going to play it again, but that's it. Could you hear it?
Yeah, of course.
I can't hear it. I cannot hear that range. Isn't that amazing? Yeah, I've been living under the jets too long. Nope, not going to happen. I could live in Toya took and live in an igloo. Yeah. I don't want to live in Alaska. It's too cold.
It's definitely annoying. It is an age factor because there's this thing where like they wanted to get kids not to hang out at a certain place, and they played a sound similar to that, but even at a higher pitch, and I couldn't hear it.
Wow. Well, luckily I haven't lost the core audio range. I think I have about a 15 to 20% hearing loss from the jets, and I could attribute it to the Navy in my area leading to this. And it's been about it's been a few times I've had real bad jet experiences, so I know that that's part of the problem. But yeah, I think as long as you can hold on to 80% of your hearing and hear basic sounds, you're lucky, you know. And I haven't had a decreased amount of sound problems at all. It's been this way for a long time. It hasn't changed. I must tell you though that Tekwala, you know, the guy who came in here, he had severe head injury from a gang member that hit him over the head with a brick. And he lost half the earlobe in one hearing. Wow. Your ears are ringing now? Wow, sorry, Scissor Fight.
Yeah, I can definitely, it stays with you, that sound.
Well, let's get it out of here, because I don't want it around. Goodbye, sound. It didn't even affect me. It triggered salty. Now, in my area today, they did, must be like a wood chipper within a block away. Somebody is doing all kinds of wood chipping.
Probably to David sounds like this to us.
Yeah, and the wood chipper in the mid-ranges, it just grates me. When I go outside, it's like, oh man, I cannot handle this. So I've got all this jets flying over my house, wood chippers in my neighborhood, you know, you name it. But that's true wherever you live, no matter where you go. But you can imagine all these factors, you know, in a city, it's even worse. So I'm sure a lot of us are suffering from severe hearing loss. I would like to move, I really would. But I can't really move. It's not suitable to move at this point, at this time. There's a lot of factors involved. One of them is, you know, moving my entire security system. That takes a lot. You know, the electronics, everything, it's all got to be uprooted. So that's a huge move. But vacuum cleaners, you irk you, yeah. Well, definitely wear hearing protection. Let me show you guys what I got at Walmart. Really a good product. Now these are designed to handle up to 25 decibel reductions. And this is only $15. But it's used at gun ranges, but whenever you're using an appliance like a chainsaw, electric saber saw, you got to wear one of these. San Francisco is really bad air quality due to the fires. I believe it. It's just probably rotating up and down the coast right now. Yeah, we've been hit, our country's been hit with a weather warfare. It's pretty serious. You're one of those jet pilots who got paid to fly over your house. Well, I understand what you're doing is to protect the nation. And I applaud you on your efforts to hone your skills at flying. But a lot of the flights over our house could be done down in China Lake. Much better. And they have a landing strip down there, a touchdown pad. It turns out in our area that the two landing areas the Navy's using are contaminated with groundwater contamination from flame retardants that the Navy sprays on the planes when they fly them. So, flame retardants to shut down, you know, the engines and cool them off. All that's in the groundwater, and it's like 400 times the amount of groundwater contamination in those two areas. So we're in the middle of this, the two areas, 10 miles away on either direction. So far we're safe, but those little foam earplugs are not hard. They're not that easy to cover all the sound. So you get this thing and you put this on and say something to me.
What do you want me to talk to you about?
I heard her, but barely. It's like it takes 65% of the sound out of there.
Okay.
But they say 25 decibel reduction with these things, and they're at $15. They're called Champion at Walmart. All right, So, little things we need to know about the technology we're around. And the biggest problem, I think, with a lot of you and hearing loss is putting on headsets and not remembering that the audio was set high because you were in your car and it wasn't coming in. That's happened to me a few times, where I didn't realize I had the audio jacked up because the MP3 player wasn't playing enough through the speaker system. And then I would put a headset on. It's like, ah! Immediately pulled it off. But that's what led a lot of this. But I think it's the jets, really. That only happened to me like twice in my life. But don't do it a lot. Avoid the exposure. Thank you for coming in.
It's a seltzer. New York City tap water used to make some kind of seltzer. Ophelia tropical storm activity report in the Atlantic Ocean. 10th hurricane, they say. That's the best way to lose your hearing. Go to a Frank Mariano concert. I've never seen that person or heard of them. No, there's no news on that politics. I don't think it's going to happen anytime soon. Hello, Misanthropy. How are you? Are you still a misanthrope, or are you changing since you've met me? Like, I still don't want to be around people, but you're alright, Sarah. Last time the UK had a hurricane was in 1987, and Anita says Hurricane Ophelia is set to hit her town on Sunday in the UK. Oh my goodness, David was in your dream last night? Good or bad? I kind of had a weird dream last night. I don't know. Or that was a couple nights ago. Yeah, you're probably right, 657. How am I supposed to help him, 888? Well, I'm glad to hear that, 2200. David's show was mild. It was a couple days ago I thought I was working with. I kind of had a nightmare, I guess. It's more like a work dream. I can't really help you, 327. I cared. That happened a long time ago, Salty Dog. So it was still, it was October 15th, 1987, so it kind of follows that. Yeah, you're gonna sleep in your clothes on Saturday. Yeah, and you know what you should start doing today, Anita, is you should fill up your water bottles. Like, have some fresh water to be able to drink in case the water becomes contaminated with a hurricane.
Right.
UK is going to have a hurricane.
Wow. Unreal. Hey, you put more of those
thanks.
dishes away somewhere?
Yeah, in the freezer.
Oh, in that freezer? Okay. Good. Thank you.
Oh, wait. Sorry, Misanthropy. Let me look. You were running into David at some convention and you told him off and he didn't know who you were, and then he started freaking out and trying to steal your stuff to look through it to find out who you were, and then you got him thrown out. You had a dream a couple days ago. You were in North Korea on holiday and you met Kim Jong-un. That's New York person. NYPD. Oh, I keep scrolling up. I woke thinking, what the... Okay, you put down the... No, I can't see anymore because I have to keep scrolling up. Weird dream. Yeah, that is a weird dream. And it's true. David wouldn't know who you were if he did meet you at a convention. Update number 1. Forest wildfire USA, California, statewide. Shall I just start working on all of David's links? Maybe I should. What are you talking about, Salty Dog? Oh, wait. Do I really want to know? Never mind. Forget I asked that. Because I don't really care what you're talking about. It's bad where you are, but not as bad as San Francisco from what your friends say. I don't know. Are you mad at David? The question is why? And is there anything that can be done about it? So some kinds of things are being made. Seltzer. Brooklyn seltzer are being made from New York City tap water. Okay. To get rid of all these desktop regions. Oh, there they are. There we go. Does it matter that it's being played? I don't care about that. How postpartum depression inspired an episode of Blackish. Do I care about that? No. USA Inc. Do I care about this? I don't know. I keep leaving this up. But I guess I'm going to minimize it. There we go. Okay, let me move this over. I do care. What are you talking about? Are you talking about World War II, Salty Dog? Like, is there something I can really do about World War II? What do you want me to do about that? Oh, goodness. Yeah, you could use some rain in Northern California. True. I agree with that. Congress warned North Korean EMP attack will kill 90 of all Americans. What? Alright, Elron. Congress warned North Korean EMT attack would kill 90% of all Americans.
War against North Korea. What are the chances? Should the American people be worried about the war?
The American people should be concerned about a state that has developed a pretty good ICBM capability and is developing a pretty good nuclear reentry vehicle. I would believe, I think I speak for the administration, that that state simply cannot have the ability to reach the homeland, and for that matter, well, the homeland. Right now, there's great concern about a lot of Americans that live in Guam. Right now, we think the threat is manageable, but over time, if it grows beyond where it is today, well, let's hope diplomacy works.
For the last quarter, you had 3%.
3.2.
And actually 3.
Okay. Congress warned Thursday that North Korea is capable of attacking the U.S. today with a nuclear EMP bomb that could indefinitely shut down the electric power grid. Kill 90% of all Americans within a year. Really? I think that's Oh, goodness. I think that's a best word. I'm not going to say irrational. I'm going to say it's like fear-mongering. Alarmist, yes. Unnecessary alarmists. Yes, fear-mongering. Yes, David is prepared to last a year. Yes, I think it is a kind of a distraction. I agree, 169. I don't think it's going to happen. What does Trump mean in British slang? I don't need this. I don't need the optical illusion. FBI wipes phones and laptops of Las Vegas shooting eyewitnesses. Your Newswire? What do you guys think of that site? I guess I'll put it in conspiracy, but I don't like that site. I don't trust it. How is 90% an accurate figure? What, 90% of people will die because they don't have access to electricity? Maybe it's heat. I would say heat and cold could kill people. No, 675. We don't have a year's worth of food stored. If I did, do you think I'd really tell you? No. Why would I? I've just, I just plan from one Thursday to the next. David's like, oh, what shall we make for dinner? Good question, 658. Well, 675, I would say you should take care of your own things. You shouldn't worry about what I have or don't have. Oh, sorry, that's loud fire. How does this make you feel? Here, I'm going to mute this. And then I'll play it. Oh, this is them. Yeah, it is kind of crazy. But I understand what they're doing.
Our local store is having a birthday, and they're offering a free pumpkin. Look at this.
Yeah, I did see that. Well, you have to spend $25.
Oh, really? Okay. That shouldn't be a problem. But could I spend it over a year's period of time?
No.
One purchase? Okay.
Read the prints. I know. West Point's professor's letter exposes corruption, cheating, and failing standards. Russian in Pokemon Go. Here, I guess I can put this one in the Russian thing. Okay, I don't really care about Jesus Campos, so I probably won't be clicking on your link, Misanthropy. Yes, you need sleep. Alcohol and LSD are not a good combination. Get some water in you. Drink some water. That is good for any ailment. Water. Because I don't know who he is, Misanthropy. Why should... I don't know. I don't follow all these people. I don't know who that is. Should I care? Really? I'm like your guilty pleasure, 952. Well,
All right, you're done.
no, I'm not in a bad mood. I'm sleepy though.
You can relax now. You're good. Thank you very much for helping out. That's great. Yeah, so we have a couple of stories to digest about the Mandalay Bay shooting. That'll be interesting. The guy's got an airline connected to a person related to the CIA. Have to look at that. Jesus Campos, the supposed security guard that was shot by Paddock, nobody has seen him. He wasn't working the security at the casino. He was working for security at the concert. There's no information about him. He lied and said he arrived during the shooting, but arrived 6 minutes before it started. So the story about the security guard getting hit is not really panning out. Let's leave those up. I'm going to go ahead and refer to them.
No, I think I got rid of a couple.
Okay, well,
I
thank
put
you.
them in conspiracy. One of them
I will
I
check
put in
conspiracy. Okay.
and the other I didn't.
Sarah is so beat. Thank you so much for coming in. You look so tired.
I'm not disappointed. I'm just tired.
She's super tired. She doesn't, 20 minutes at a time, 30 minutes that she started. It's amazing she's able to do that and work. I'm the guy who needs to pull the show because I do the full 5-hour show, but without her help, I couldn't do it. So I pull through the show, I should say. I pull through the show. What are you, insane? Security guard was the second shooter. Yeah, right. Yes, Campos is somehow involved or knows something we don't know, but nobody can find him. So that's weird. Excuse me, I was sneezing. Okay, this is the story I want to look at here. This up front, close, personal story. Breaking: users on POL have discovered flight records in a plane that belonged to the Las Vegas shooter. It's connected to an intelligence contractor whose owner previously worked for the Obama administration. Wow. I'm just saying information found on /poll/. Update: a man just DM'd me and claimed he's the owner of Vollant Associates, says he has no connection with Vollant LLC. It's possible these users on POL that publish the statements on Vollant have the wrong information. Interesting. So it could be disinformation. Evacuations are widening as the wildfires in California continue to rage out of control. 170,000 acres with at least 23 dead now. It can be a big decision to leave your property, but you got to save your life. You don't want to be trapped. Yeah, there's some terrible alternatives, but I'm really first because people really want to see our show. Okay. Dave, what you made tonight looked pretty good. It was a balance of proteins and vegetables and starches that make a meal kind of a complete meal, and that's what we just made. It was pretty good, yeah. Actually tasted very good. I was not in any way displeased with it. You don't get enough chicken. You can put a lot more chicken in this, but with 2 breasts cut up between 10 meals, it's not a lot of chicken, but you get a lot of vegetables, a lot of very good nutrition. Yeah, Trump talks through this. Let's see what he does.
Last quarter, you had 3%. 3-2. And actually 3-2, they adjusted it upward. What a nice sound that is. Are they playing that for you or for me?
So Trump sat and talked through the nightly playing retreat as the American flag was lowered on a Pennsylvania Air National Guard base. The song is played each night at military bases to signal the lowering of the flag and the end of the official day. Service members are required to stop and salute the flag, while civilians are expected to place their hand over their chest. Trump's ignorance of military tradition comes after weeks of condemning NFL players for disrespecting the flag for kneeling during the national anthem. So, yeah. Don't do as I do, do as I say, Trump would say. Distressed investors are already buying Houston homes for 40 cents in the dollar. See, we knew this would happen. This is exactly what weather warfare does. It creates economic hardship, and people get underwater, not only literally their house underwater, but financially underwater. Their house isn't worth what they paid for it. So people are coming in and making up purchasing prices, and this is what is going on. And for all we know, these are Russian and oligarchs buying these properties. Who knows? Or Chinese. Look at that. Beautiful house underwater. The flooded Nottingham Forest neighborhood of Houston after Hurricane Harvey. And this is a really nice neighborhood. It's not exactly a low-end neighborhood. They're getting 40 cents in the dollar. We pay cash for flooded homes. Don't fix it. Sell it. Quick close. 40 cents in the dollar. So your house was worth $100,000 or $200,000. You get $80,000 for it. Bad. I don't think chat has been invaded. I think we're doing very well. So far, we haven't been targeted by any doxers tonight. I'm really quite amazed. Are you making that up? 11 UHF executives die under unusual circumstances. That's just a lie. You know full well that's a lie. Yeah. Well, I need proof if you're going to tell me anybody's dead. And the false flaggery that's been going on is just a bit much. I mean, I have a high barometer of accuracy I need in order to verify something, and I'm not getting it. Blatantly obvious. Las Vegas shooting hoax.
Okay, here's absolute proof. It's fake and staged. If this isn't convince you, then I'll just. There's no hope for you. This is the line of fire. Okay, across here, across that road, and into this area here. Yeah. Now, that's here, and this is the village where the concert was. Now, where these guys are, they're at the bus stop. Wait for it. Okay, she just thinks the whole thing's hilarious, but they're at a bus stop, and that bus stop I have traced to here, right? They're directly in the line of fire, and the police cars are here. But strangely enough, the gunman doesn't aim at any of the police cars. He just shoots across the road into here. We're led to believe, and you know, I mean, they sit with their backs to the, to the shooter, laughing and joking. Guys, look.
History.
I'll go on Street View here.
Let's sort this out. Yes. Google.
Right.
Right. The casino would sue them for negligence if it was anything other than negligence. Bloody. Bloody.
Is the bus stop there?
Yeah. Yeah.
He's got the same. I think he's got even got the same thingy on. Okay, so and that's where the shooter is there. So they're sitting directly in the line of fire. The shooter is firing over their head.
Okay. We're going to bring him a little bit later. Is he Australian? He sounds Australian. All right. Yeah, voice audio now. Wouldn't be great. Hello, welcome to your show. You know, there were sites out about 5 years ago that Sarah and I were looking at that actually read from the wiki in audio, the robotic audio sites. And I don't know where they are now. I can't find them. Where you go looking and do a search and it'll read right out of the wiki. You know, like a robot would. The end of the video has a bus pull up and let them in. No kidding. Well, we'll see that a little bit later. That'll be great. And this false flag came in from Fiji. FJJ18. The fifth column. How to build U.S.-Israeli coordination on preventing an Iranian nuclear breakout.
I frankly think that...
Oh yeah, this guy, he's a notorious spokesman for Israeli lobbyists. And he's openly talked about how they're going to put out false flags just to keep it alive. The Zionists are. I'll add that to the list. Thanks. Johnny Cab is here. Yeah. Many of you are wondering how I was able to pull it off so well. You know, being Johnny Cab and all. I don't think I even look like Johnny Cab, but you still think I do. You know, PK, he was an angry guy. Well, I think it comes down to being, you know, related to criminals originally when they arrived in Australia. And they're angry. Criminals are anti-establishment. Not all criminals are anti-establishment. Most of them are anti-establishment. And some people who are anti-establishment have been called criminals. So it could be that a lot of people who were just simply fighting for social justice were exiled from England and sent to Australia. They weren't criminals at all. They were just people fighting for social justice. That's why they appear angry. Makes sense, doesn't it? Logically, historically, genetically.
We've removed this video because it violates our community guidelines. You'll be able to view the video for 7 days from when it was removed. This period allows you to review the content and decide whether you wish to submit an appeal.
Yeah, this is what they're doing to everybody that's coming out with this good work of investigative journalism from their home. YouTube is shutting down any kind of questions. They don't want anyone to question anything. So we have a nice little niche on the internet so we can talk about things without being worrying about being censored in a big way by YouTube. And I don't tag my videos, so I automatically have an edge there. The more you direct people to false flags and tagging your videos, the more likely they're going to probably, you know, put a hate message on it, say you can't put out information like that. I never thought I'd be saying this in a country that's dedicated to freedom of speech, but here I am talking about censorship. Okay, I'm looking at a video down here that has lights flying all over the place. Is this on the lens? Let's take a look. Did somebody overdub this and turn it into some sort of a rap song? Really? The ting goes scra. Okay. They're going to make a little scra sound out of that. I don't know. People died. Where did they? You know, let's not speak ill of the non-dead at this point. Have you ever seen David and Johnny Cab in the same space and time? Yes. In fact, on our show. Jimi Hendrix is going to be the new thing for Bubbles. He's going to be reviving Jimi Hendrix Experience. Are you experienced? Do. Purple haze all through my brain. Well, yes, I have Johnny Cab on tap usually in the evenings, but he's eluded me here. Here he is, Johnny Cab, everybody. I don't know why people think I'm him, because this is a guy named Clausen who does this. Yeah. Well, I guess there is a slight resemblance between he and I. I mean, technically I could be Johnny Cab, but I don't have to be. I'll be doing a cyborg on my Halloween night. I've ordered the mask. It's coming. Train conductor, yeah. I'm not mocking a dead man. Is that guy Clausen a dead guy? Really? So Clausen's dead? He didn't. I look like, you think I'm Jim Carrey? Oh, come on. Have you seen him lately? Jim Carrey doesn't, he's 2 years younger than me. And I don't look a bit like him. No. He's had a tragic life. I mean, it's not easy being rich and famous. It's easy being famous. It's not easy being rich and famous. You'd think it would be the opposite, right? You'd think, oh, it's easy to be rich. No, it's easy to be famous. So if he wanted to re-engineer his life and come out with a new personality, he'd probably dye his hair. He'd probably dye his hair blonde and then shave his beard and do a show, right? Here's Johnny. YouTube from Marshall Bill. Okay. If you insist. I mean, is this something you really want to see? I mean, I don't have AIDS. Why would you think I have AIDS? I don't have any signs or symptoms of AIDS. Endless sore throats, open sores. Oh, Fire Marshal Bill in the hospital. This must have been... That's one of his funniest skits he's ever done. I love that stuff. Yeah, I'll do that a little later. You think I look like Bernie Sanders? I'm sorry about Benghazi, Hillary. I'm sorry that the Wall Street executives keep taking all of our money, and you are doing everything I could ever expect of you to be my opponent, who I hope wins, even though I'm running against you for a profit of $600,000 for each house that you're giving me. Imagine getting two $600,000 houses and an Audi R8, and all you have to do is run against Hillary in an entire election. The guy was buyable. Who needs two houses and an Audi R8? Screw it. He should have stood up for the American people, Bernie. He didn't stand up for the American people. He just caved in. I look like Edna Garrett from Facts of Life. You know, I'm getting all this fun stuff. Could we, like, focus on something to talk about besides, you know, who I look like? That'd be fun. Bernie the socialist. Yeah, I do. I look just like Edna. Here's one of her favorite poses, Edna. She looks so nice with this hairdo, the pompadour hairdo from 1958. She went to a beauty parlor for this. Yeah, I'm just not into cross-dressing, so. All right, let's move on, and don't ever say that about me or you will be taken out of commission. Purging is your first step toward becoming a new person. Pretend as though this is like an AA meeting, except it's CA, Chat Anonymous. Hi, my name is David. I'm addicted to chat. I don't look like Homer Simpson. It's just not true. All right, I've been told I look like this guy. He's a baseball player. I've had a lot of people talk to me about who I look like, so it's kind of a boring conversation. But this was a fairly good facial match I made with this guy. That was a Technology Thursday back a year ago. I compared my face to him. Yeah. Not Homer, the other guy. David Letterman, yeah. I look like... David Letterman is a different kind of guy now. He doesn't look like David used to look, you know. He's gotten a lot older. Of course, he can no longer have sex with women in the Ed Sullivan room. He got away with all that, too. You know, nobody ever prosecuted him for having sex with women in the Ed Sullivan room. Why are they running Harvey Weinstein over the coals? Because apparently women didn't want to have sex with Harvey, and they wanted to have sex with David. Remember David Letterman? There he is now. The new look. Yeah. He's going to be a Netflix talk show host. I think it's a good move for him. He needs to stay busy at the Alzheimer's clinic. Who's that guy wandering down the hallway? That's David Letterman. He's looking for his studio. I think Al Franken and I would do okay, yeah. He just doesn't have enough opinions. He needs more opinions. Like, even if he says, I hate the way your dress looks on you, or something like that. He should say to people, I like myself, I like you. I like myself, I like you. He just needs an opinion, something like that. $11. They're raising the price because David Letterman joined the team. Yeah, they're gouging people now. You know, if they raise it more than $1, their stock is going to go skyrocketing down, tumbling into the abyss of Carl Icahn hell. Carl Icahn gave Netflix $172 million in investment capital, and I'm sure he's turned $1 billion out of it by now. Oh yeah. Carl Icahn, the non-advisor to Trump, who was the advisor to Trump, and somebody said, is Carl Icahn your advisor? And Trump said, who? Oh, I don't know him. Oh, no. And then Carl Icahn was so offended, he actually said, I'm not his advisor anymore. He respectfully declined being his advisor. Yeah, you can get credit cards ready and get free months linked to each one. And what a pain that would be to sign up when all you need to do is give them $11 a month. That's a lot of money, $11. You could think of how many dinners you could make on my dinner budget on $11. Still no blood from the Las Vegas hospital footage. Remember we played this live of the gurneys being brought in, of people being injured, and there were 500 people, a round number of people injured. How the heck was there no blood coming off the gurneys?
Es que son muchos, hija.
No blood.
Oye, pero fue grande, porque hay muchos heridos. Unos menos y otros más. Pero hay muchos heridos.
Ain't no blood here, man. Hey, blood. Ain't no blood.
No, yo no voy a esperar mi resultado.
Oh, come on. Nobody died. You never even saw a single person die. You know, we had this conversation with Something Special. She was really pissed off. You heard when she called in, she says, David, I live in Las Vegas, and I can't believe you're denying there's been an attack. Well, I need to see evidence. And I asked her, have you seen evidence? No, but you're like, you know.
No, olvídate, mira, van a priorizar a esta gente. Yo lo que quiero saber es si ando el carro y para yo irme. No, no, todavía. Todavía. Y déjame decirte, tiene que haber saltado aquí porque este hospital, todo el mundo vino para acá.
No blood. No blood. Aquí. No. Okay, we'll add this to our link tonight. Thank you. Las Vegas Hospital false flag operation shooting hoax. Great. Outstanding. Nobody in the shooting even ran with blood dripping down. There's not one single photograph of that happening either. You'd think somebody gets shot, they're like, ah, I'm bleeding out, ah, with blood gurgling out of their neck or something. You know, I mean, I would expect to die if that happened to me. I mean, that would be it. It's like, no more Dave. But I at least get up and say, ah, and it'll be blood spurting everywhere. I'd give it my last shot. Concert promoter, member of Council on Foreign Relations. Oh,
the
concert
following
promoter.
Are...
One of the concert promoters is a member of the Council on Foreign Relations. Give me a break. Seriously? Oh my goodness. It's got false flag written everywhere. Everywhere we turn, we see false flag. Well, we knew it in the beginning when the shooter killed himself. They always get rid of their witnesses.
Some interesting...
Very interesting.
...points I uncovered about Live Nation Entertainment, the corporation that promotes the Route 91 annual concerts. This first one probably doesn't mean anything, but I'll add it anyway. The director of Live Nation Entertainment Incorporated, Ariel Emanuel, sold 10,000 shares of Live Nation Entertainment stock in a transaction that occurred on Thursday, September 14th of 2017. The stock was sold at an average price of $41.56 for a total value of $415,600. Following the completion of the sale, the director, Emmanuel, now owns 85,737 shares in the company, valued at roughly $3,563,229. The sale was disclosed in a document filed with the SEC. I've provided the link below.
Thank you. We will have that video for tonight later as well. It's an exciting period of time to take in more and more truth, and most people just are ignoring everything and going, oh, the terrible loss. We need guns to be taken away so that no one gets hurt. Oh. There was no helicopter shot down. You know of a helicopter that came in to help the people? There wasn't one helicopter. Medicare, Medevac, nothing. Medicare, Medevac. Welcome to Medicare, Medevac. I'm your pilot today. I'll be taking all of you to the happy hunting grounds. We have an area constructed for all of you who don't want to live anymore. Welcome to Medicare, Medevac. I'll be your pilot. Oh, I said that already. Hey, what's happening? Let's see if there's any pilots picking up anybody anywhere anymore. Did the doctor have a little slip of the tongue? Was a mass casualty incident disaster drill underway the night of the shooting? Interesting. Chief MD of the hospital's emergency ward. They let this stuff out. They usually do. Claim that something was going on. He says a mass casualty incident disaster drill was initiated after the massacre took place. I think that is a slip of the tongue. Doctor, you're supposed to go live with this. You're not just supposed to pretend it's a mass casualty incident disaster drill. Chief Medical Doctor of the Emergency Department at Valley Hospital Medical Center. Longtime Chief Ultimate Fighting Championship Dr. Jeffrey Davis admitted on camera that a mass casualty incident disaster drill was activated in the massacre in which 58 people died. He said that he was at home Sunday night when it got a call from one of his office directors who notified the doctor that there was possibly a mass shooting with multiple victims. The hospital was going to activate a mass casualty incident or disaster drill. Sunday evening, I was at home, he said, probably like everyone getting ready for nighttime. I was notified by one of my office directors that there was a shooting, possibly a mass shooting, and with multiple victims, that we were going to initiate what is called a mass casualty incident or disaster drill, the doctor explained. Initially, I didn't know what she was talking about. Many people didn't, and she said, turn on your TV, and at that time I did. I started to witness that everyone else in the world was witnessing. Oh.
Hello again, everyone. I'm Ariel Helwani in Las Vegas, here to cover UFC 216. But this afternoon, we have the absolute pleasure of speaking to Dr. Jeffrey Davidson. If you're a longtime UFC fan, there's a very good chance you have seen this man at a UFC event or two. If not, at the very least, you've heard his name.
Okay, well, we just recited what he said, so I don't know. Forgot the helicopter shooting at Peeps at the night already, of the night? Dude, I don't know if I believe the helicopter was shooting, but I saw the lights and it could have been shooting, yeah. I saw that in the graph. I saw that, yeah. But they didn't pick up anybody at the helicopter shooting. Yeah. We have video of that confirmation. Hey, Carolyn, I have nowhere to go. I'm not worried about North Korea. You're sleeping in your clothes. Okay. Take it easy, Carolyn. Those are helicopter strobe lights. I don't believe the helicopter was shooting at anybody. They could have been strobe lights, yeah. Doesn't even matter. We have eyewitnesses that say the shots were fired from the 4th and 5th floor, not the strobe light that was on the 10th floor. You have been removed from the show. Donald Duck wouldn't even qualify as president. He's not even human. He's a cartoon character. I at least have human down pat. Or do I? This is a USPS post office guy delivering mail in the Santa Rosa fires. How ridiculous. No, look, it's not too late. Could you show me some evidence of somebody dying? Thank you. And there's no evidence at all of the shell casings from the guy who let 2,000 rounds go off at the 32nd floor and then blew his head off. Oh, excuse me. Went into the hallway, shot the security guard in the hip, then went in and blew his head off. Yeah, that's the only evidence stream we have right now is a dead guy who doesn't even match Stephen Paddock. He's a perfect match for a guy who's playing poker in New Jersey, in Atlantic City, on the 6th of October. Hello, Earth to brain dead people. Earth to brain dead people. Pictures of shell casing is evidence. That's the point. We don't have any pictures of shell casings on the floor of the shooter. None. I don't know, maybe the investigation team just fell short of taking pictures of the decedent's bedroom or penthouse. All we have are strewn guns around that look like they weren't even used. I'm not talking to a wall, I'm talking to a video camera, an HD video camera made by Logitech. The Logitech 920. A highly capable HD camera as well. I'm getting intimately involved with this HD camera. How you doing? I woke up this morning because I virtually felt my body come from a deep sleep in which I was having this great dream. And this happens every day. No, I don't want to be alone. I want to be with you. I want to be in your living room. All of you. I am in your living room. What am I saying? Welcome. Hey, could you get me a little orange juice out of the refrigerator? I'd like to grab it. And that'd be cool if my hand reached out the camera and I grabbed it and drank it. Thank you, Lot Lizard, but you're not in my heart. Look, I'm not trying to make any passes at anybody here. I'm not like Weinstein that way. I'm going to purge you. No, I don't illustrate the concept of confirmation bias. You do. Well, you didn't see anything. You basically are basing your assessment on no information. Oh, I believe everything the news tells me. Yeah, they would never lie to me. They're always telling me the truth. When I ask big questions like, well, I don't even know what to ask because I don't have any questions in my head, but when I do ask big questions, I always get distracted for some reason. I never saw 2,000 shell casings. I'd like to talk about the ocean pollution that's out there. The Great Pacific Garbage Patch. I'd like to clean this up. I think we could make money on cleaning up the ocean. Believe it or not, there's a lot of petroleum products in the ocean floating around. Plastic. I wish I could get evidence of the swatting. I have the photographs from my closed-circuit cameras. I don't have an incident report yet, so I'm contacting a civil rights attorney and asking them if he might want to help me. I got a referral in the room. Somebody's dad is a civil rights attorney. You feel naked, stop undressing me with your eyes. Isn't that kind of freaky? Dude, where are the links to the pics? If you could show me one, that'd be great. I saw the pictures of the fake guy walking up. Hey, how you doing, buddy? And the guy's like gurgling. He's one of these Hollywood makeup. They literally have perfect replicas of people bleeding out. He had like foam coming out of his mouth. They put a little dry ice in it. I saw those photographs. That was totally fake. The guy was walking around going, hey, how you doing? Like, you want a beer? And the guy's like dying. No evidence, yeah. No, there were no evidence. Only that one video of that guy who looked like he was a frat guy walking around going, hey, dude, how you feeling there, dude? Let me check your pulse, man. Oh, yeah, my mother's a nurse. Oh, yeah, for sure. What's your name? Oh, whatever, you know. We don't even know who the guy was. We can't verify that. Well, that's fine. Ah, wonderful, wonderful. So Jeff Bezos is screwing workers over at Amazon. I just don't think we should talk about Jeff Bezos. He's getting too much attention. Distressed homes are selling for 40 cents on the dollar in Houston. Trump sat through a song that was supposed to be respected by the military. And we've got a video about gang members in Mexico. Yes, they run the country. They released a picture of the bloody dead man. You said it's fake. Oh no, the guy who got his head blown off, that's real. And I don't think it's Stephen Paddock. I showed you the picture of Stephen Paddock in the gambling on October 6th. Yeah, they photographed him and his wife gambling in Atlantic City. I kid you not. Check it, bleed. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah, this is a Stephen Paddock I know. Who I don't know him, but I mean, this is the guy we saw. Why is there live ammo and shell casings scattered around the body? Some top of the blood graphic. Yeah, exactly. How does this happen, folks? How does a shell casing land in the blood after a person's head drops down and he dies? Now, this is the picture of the decedent who allegedly killed himself. This is supposed to be Stephen Paddock. And there's no tattoo on his face. He looks like a man in his 40s, not in his 60s. But how did the gun, the shell casing, seems to be sitting on top of the blood? How did that happen? No, we'll get evidence eventually. I'm getting an attorney to get evidence of the swatting that happened. And why is the gun above him? Yeah. Look at the gun above him. It's above his head. How does that happen? If he shot himself in the head like this, how did the gun get over here? Apparently nobody has a brain here except Scissor Fight. Well, Scissor Fight, you've been awarded the one and only person in the show who has a brain tonight. Congratulations. And you are the honorary Mr. Right tonight.
You're Mr. Right, my Mr. Right, too good to be true. You spin my world around, 'cause you're the peace I find. Found. You sweep me off my feet, my heart stops to beat, 'cause you make it. 'cause you make me melt away. My Mr. Right, too good to be true. My world around, 'cause you're the peace I find. If you sweep me off my feet, my heart stops to beat. 'Cause you make me melt away.
Thank you for being Mr. Right. You've been holding the fort on a lot of these things, Sister Fight. It's been pretty good to have a guy who questions everything in our show. You're Mr. Left. Okay. It does suck. The song sucks ass, I know. It really does. I suck? No, I don't suck. No. I'm the real deal. Am I a reptilian? You know, some people think I am. Some people have taken pictures of my face. No, I mean it. I really mean it. You can see BS a mile away. Oh yeah. I'm not BSing you either. You can spot it. No, I'll be a cyborg during Halloween. That's more dangerous than a reptilian. If indeed you believe in reptilians. I don't. I think it's a lot of crap. Government agenda, alien agenda, the whole thing. Some people believe that I am a person who has a face that morphs into a reptilian. Somebody took my face and spread it out on a I don't know how they did it, but they check this out. This is one night when I was like really burnt out from a 9-hour show, and they have me doing this thing with my eyes. See that? It's like bizarre. It looks like I'm some sort of a reptilian. I know. I don't have a wig. Yeah. I mean, I have one. It's over here, but I'm wearing my hair. You are not alone in the universe. No, I've lost weight. I'm thinner now. I think they morphed the thing. They kind of stretched it out. They did something to it. Nope, I'm pretty much the same guy. In fact, I weigh less than I did then. It's not. It's a comb sideways. This is my hair is combed sideways. It's not combed forward. You're out of your mind. I like your tie. Moose meat. This is representative of what we want to do with the water. We believe that bringing water back to the planet, fresh water, we need more fresh water. And if we had more fresh water, we wouldn't have a drought in California, would we? Case in point. I have a dedication to fresh water. Yeah, I think that we could create them with our ocean pipeline, which Trump copied and said he was going to create an ocean dome, and that was a lie. But water is the secret to food. And with food, you got prosperity, which will equate to peace. This is actually my formula for my anti-war rally. Water equals food plus prosperity, and then that creates peace, because people don't want for anything. They don't usually hate their neighbor. No, I've got a hairline right here. I have a big head. It's a massive head. Much larger than most of you. You have a smaller brain pan. I've squeezed an extra 100 IQ points in my head than most people have. Oy vey, look at you, calling Stephen Paddock a Jew. Oy vey, what is with you? How come you're calling people Jews? Are you anti-Semitic or something? What is your problem? I won't address the JQ. What you talk about, man? I talked about JQ earlier, man. You were not in this show. Eric Paddock said they are rich people. Well, maybe they are. Maybe they feel rich. Does it have any bearing on what's going on here? Well, I got a big mouth. My mouth is a lot bigger than Trump's. Have you seen Trump's mouth? It looks like a little sphincter. Yeah, the reptilian thing goes hand in hand with the flat earth crap. They put the reptilian stuff on the chemtrail sites, and they put the flat earth thing on the moon hoax sites, because people really are questioning whether we went to the moon or not. You like my my digital girlfriend? You're hot for her, aren't you? You just want to get it on with her, right? Rocky Mountain High in Colorado. I'm sorry for the way things are in China. Hey, how about that North Korean situation? Them getting missiles ready to go, deployed, flying over Japan, and Trump not even doing a damn thing to intercept? What's with that? Well, if he has a missile defense system like they say he has, you better consider using it. You know, put your money where your mouth is, buddy. I don't think that'll provoke North Korea if we just take their missiles out, not attack their country. I don't know why we're not doing that. Makes no sense if we got the ability to defend our country with an anti-ballistic missile system. Why don't we start with defending Japan? I've unbanned everybody. David, may I post a link of your future house, or maybe my future house? Yeah, we want you to post links of stuff, technology. I would be bringing more cool technology in if it wasn't for the mindlessness of our society. I mean, here's a USPS office truck going through the Santa Rosa area. Look at this. Why would they be delivering mail? I mean, this is how disconnected our government is from our reality. Why would they be delivering mail to a burnt out community? Wait a little bit until people get back, for crying out loud. Well, are you defending Japan? We know that Japan decided not to intercept the North Korean missile. That was their decision, and I respect that. But I mean, we could easily intercept the missile in international waters. We wouldn't even have to confer with Japan. Really? You think the USA is a Zionist-owned country, controlled country? That's what I've been saying for years now. We're speaking the same language here. So nobody seems to care about fresh water or food or prosperity or peace, so I'm just going to get rid of it. There you go. It's not really high on the agenda. What is high on the agenda is fixing the planet Earth. And then when we're done with fixing the planet Earth, we need to fix, I guess, the other planet, whatever it is. Let's see if I can pull this off. So I'm trying to combat the testicles that are flying over the screen with the Earth. Dueling Earths. Hey, everyone knows what testicles are, so we don't really have to go into details. He's doing his job, really? You mean President Trump is doing his job doing nothing, but mouthing off on Twitter? You can report that. My YouTube channel is called America's Third Party. That's America's Third Party, like the screen here. But just type youtube.com. Let me give you a link. youtube.com/America's Third Party. Yeah, check it out. And if you want my personal email or my personal YouTube, excuse me, it is David John Sponheim. And that's where the cooking shows will be uploaded. I've got one tonight. I made a pasta primavera. It's going to be available at 2:30 in the morning. So it doesn't upload till then. I don't think he's going to be able to kill Obamacare through executive orders. He's only going to cause blockages in the system. It's a good analogy would be, it's like acupuncture when you're suffering from a profound tumor and you're bleeding out. Oh, I'll give you a little acupuncture. That'll help with the pain. No, you're end-stage cancer and you're bleeding out. That's what our healthcare system is right now. Well, I guess Mr. Right is just, I happen to be in the right place at the right time. I can still be a humble man. There have been many humble men that have walked the face of the earth that were the right person at the right time. I can think of one in particular. Hallelujah. Yeah. Yeah, our healthcare system right now is acupuncture for a hemorrhage, right? Or him trying to do executive orders to fix it is like putting acupressure down when you've got massive pain that only can be dealt with morphine. Oh, we've got a cowboy. We've got instantaneous requirements here, daily. Cowbell is required on a daily basis. If we have a missile coming out, it's only because it's it's happening. I want to get the people of Puerto Rico food aid immediately. And this is a concept I came up with in 2009 that would get deliveries of food from regional centers around the country, anywhere, to anybody, even overseas. So this would be ready to go on the decks of every one of our naval air stations. We would have supplies of food ready to go, and we'd rotate new ones in whenever these got old. But the delivery system and the technology necessary to make this happen is there. We just we're not piecing it together. Okay, here you go. Was that enough cowbell, or should we do another round? I was kind of short on that one. Moo! Yeah, getting off on that cowbell. I am showing it 900. I'm showing it every night. Give me a little credit. What's wrong with you? The Osmonds, down by the lazy river, and the tambourine. Wow. I have not seen the Osmonds in a while. Thanks, DT Laura. That's exciting. Donnie and Marie Osmond, again, after all these years. We'll play that later tonight when I'm comatose. Okay. Well, you're beginning to remind me of your mother-in-law. So there's always a place for everybody. We just have to avoid it, though, you know. Don't fall into the hole, everybody. There's a trap there. Say you like to gamble. That's a trap. Say you like to go out to coffee shops every day and waste your money, which you barely earn. That's a trap. Say you're not eating the right foods and too much sugar. That's a diabetic nightmare. You could lose your legs to amputation. That's a trap. Say you're eating nothing but unhealthy food and it's killing you. Long term, your heart could go out. That's a trap. Believing in the two-party system. That's a trap. Believing in our current government, not wanting to replace it. That's a trap. All right, thank you. Okay, King Lizard, or King Universe has been a total jerk. I got him out of the show the other night. I unbanned him, but he's still around. I'm not working for Trump. Trump is censoring me, big time. I'm a victim here. I hate to say it, but we are really, really up against the wall here. Censorship has taken down the American people. I'm one of the few people that have had the staying power to get this far against these people. Well, running for president is a liberating experience for me because it's what I was meant to do. I'll call him whatever I want. Thank you. Drone video shows postal workers still delivering mail in neighborhood ravaged by wildfire. Yeah, we saw that just a few minutes ago. Here it is again. Hello. same loop I just played. Kind of weird, isn't it? Wow. Devastation. Yeah, I'm sure they're going to want to get their letters. The homes that burned down are looking at the ones that aren't burned down. Yeah, it's kind of a sad day for a lot of people, folks. This is not something that happens just, you're suddenly stuck in a motel room. It's not a fake false flag. No, you're obviously a Trump tard, Elron. Okay, TMZ's got breaking news according to Lot Lizard. I don't believe this, but let's take a look. Harvey Weinstein in the news. Let's see. You making this up? Nothing is viral. Yep. Harvey Weinstein 48 minutes ago had a dinner right before his rehab session on sexual addiction. Here he is eating his pudding. Eating his humble pie. There he is, right before rehab. Yep. He had dinner at Uncle Sal's restaurant in Scottsdale, what we're told will be his last supper before checking into a nearby rehab facility. He broke bread with 3 guys and a woman. Eyewitnesses say you would never know Weinstein was in the eye of a ferocious storm. One witness said he was acting normal, fine, like he didn't have a care. Well, I think he knows that if he does this, you know, he can still kind of manipulate people on the side and maybe hook up with his housekeeper, and no one will say anything. Hey, you want, you know, a little, I can help you with your immigration problem if you go in the other room and, you know what I mean. You can imagine how groping men do this. I don't know. I don't grope women, so I don't know how they do it. They use their power trips over them. So, oh, let me just touch you here and then a little deeper, and pretty soon they're grabbing their beep, like Donald Trump said. Why do we have a guy who's so perverted as a president? What the hell? What's wrong with this world? Or this world? Trump is not great. He's a joke. You ought to put yourself back in the bathroom, wash your mouth out with soap, and come back here. Jeez. What the hell's this? 4 incredibly mysterious videos caught by drone camera. Wow. Look at this like Bigfoot. Check it, man. Number 3.
Out of all paranormal subjects, UFOs seem to have been captured by drones the most. One such example of this was recorded on October 26, 2016, by a 59-year-old male veteran. He claims he was flying his drone through Aden District Park, only to notice and edit that the video contained an unknown object. He thus sent the footage to MUFON, who not.
Well, this will be fun. We'll watch this tonight too. Why not? Dave, you talk about sex more than Trump does. Mind your tongue. I hardly ever talk about sex. I only reference it to Trump's sex addiction. So when you say I talk about it, and they're obviously putting dangling dildos and testicles over my screen, so that's not my fault. That's not on me. Minimize your discussion of sex whenever discussing Trump. Don't talk about the sex tapes and how they allege that he may have been urinated on. I don't want to hear about it. Okay, U.S. military sends troops to Russian border. Officials say they want peace, not war with Russia. What the hell are we sending troops to the Russian border for? Russia has slammed the U.S. over its biggest deployment of troops in Europe since the end of the Cold War. Yeah, it doesn't make sense that we would be pushing all of our troops into the Baltic region. Okay, they're going to be permanently stationed there. This is an about face for our country. We've never had this situation. So Donald Trump is now pissing off Russia, North Korea, China, his ex-wife, Ivana, when he said, "You're not the first lady." Iran, yeah, I forgot Iran. He's pissing off so many people. Yeah, and the tweets just keep going. They never end. He can't stop. And he won't stop. That's kind of like how I feel, though, because I can't stop and I won't stop either. That's why we have a dedicated song to this exact purpose.
We can't stop and we won't stop. We're gonna dance all night, bring it on to the sunlight. We can't stop, we can't stop. We can't stop, we can't stop. We can't stop and we won't stop. We're gonna dance all night, bring it on to the sunlight. We can't stop, we can't stop, we can't stop.
So let's be clear. In this coming election, vote for David Sponheim, America's third party.
Sponheim for president. Can't stop, can't stop, can't stop, and we won't stop. We're gonna dance all night, bring it on to the sunlight. Can't stop, can't stop, can't stop, can't stop, can't stop, and we won't stop. We're gonna dance all night, bring it on to the sunlight. Can't stop, can't stop, can't stop, can't stop.
First we hit 'em low, then we hit 'em high. Underrated, but we move to the finish line. Rhymes designed to combine and intertwine. Spring, winter, summer, fall, even winter time. Beats banging harder, then head-on collisions. We make incisions with precision and quick decisions, causing double visions. If you ain't up to speed, you need to speed it up on the piano lead.
Can't stop and we won't stop. We're gonna dance all night, bring it on to the sunlight. Can't stop, can't stop, can't stop, can't stop, can't stop and we won't stop. We're gonna dance all night, bring it on to the sunlight. Can't stop, can't stop, can't stop, can't stop, can't stop and we won't stop. We're gonna dance all night, bring it on to the sunlight. Can't stop, can't stop, can't stop, can't stop, can't stop and we won't stop.
In this coming election, vote for David Sponheim, America's third party.
Can't stop, can't stop, can't stop and we won't stop. We're gonna dance all night, bring it on to the sunlight. Can't stop, can't stop, can't stop, can't stop.
Okay, there we go. I have yet to see any evidence of anyone dying in the Mandalay Bay event. If anyone had any real pictures of a dead body, please send it to me. Thank you, but I don't want your love there, dude. David, when you do the robot dance, you are related to Max Headroom, the Coke spoke spondle. Actually, Max Headroom was written about me. I was the Max Headroom that they wrote about. Yeah, it's a little weird story that I tell people. It's the strangest thing, but no. I can tell you that when I was a young man, I was involved with a lot of people in Hollywood. And it turns out I did a Comedy Store amateur night one night, and it was such an incredible event that people talked about me. And I was kind of a phenom, apparently. And the people I knew in Hollywood would say, you know, because I made a note, I said, this Max Headroom guy talks like I do. And they said, no, David, you don't understand. You are Max Headroom. They wrote the story about you. I don't know. That's what they told me. I'm just reciting what these people had told me. I mean, I knew some people that worked at various production companies there. All right, so we've got good new ideas coming on board for 2020. And if we push these ideas, what will they entail? Well, the technologies that I'm talking about fixing the environment with would be able to get you jobs and build production, improve our green technology sector, which seems to be ailing after Obama failed so miserably. But the ocean pipeline, of course, is one of those ideas. The maglev rail system that I'm proposing actually earns money back from the electricity, which is an idea that Trump stole, claiming he was going to do the same thing on the border. But my maglev wind farm builds itself on the money it makes from the electricity. And we don't have a big project in mind, we just have little pieces in mind, piecing it together from point A to point B in big cities like Los Angeles, and eventually moving outward toward Las Vegas. The concept of creating large amounts of hempoline with our legal cannabis plan, that was a big solution to getting production going. I think cannabis legalization will actually create a tremendous growth opportunity. I mean, here's legal weed that's out there. Somebody took a picture of their legal weed. There's so much now in abundance that we're going to be able to process this and sell it and make money. Yeah, it's definitely on the agenda. But we're really pushing like renewable energy solutions like this vertical windmill, the Savonius windmill, on top of power lines. This is an original idea I came up with. On top of power lines around the country, generating energy at wind speeds as low as 5 miles an hour. So that's something that is revolutionary in and of itself. And this will mean lots of jobs for Americans to install these things. And they will be a backbone of our electric grid as we go moving forward into the future. That's pretty funny. It's Princess Leia, but she's converted into Princess Hillary. Yeah. Taking off in her space age outfit to Hell Bop. That looks like a real picture. I wonder if it's a paste up. No, blimp planes will be a futuristic idea. That's another idea I'm promoting. That's my idea as well. Okay, Justin Trudeau told Donald Trump he would block his country's armed forces from buying Boeing aircraft if the U.S. presses ahead with plans to slap import tariffs of 300% on Bombardier aeroplanes. Wow. There you go. Classic example right there. So Justin Trudeau is now coming out strong, saying he's going to stop ordering Boeing aircraft if Trump puts a 300% tariff. I think Trump really is obsessed with his tariff idea. I think it's a destructive idea. Look at that mouth of his. I mean, how does a person get a mouth like that? You got to really talk like this in your mouth all the time. Fly the blimp plane in Kitty Hawk for its maiden voyage. Yeah, that would be an idea. No, I just want to make things better. We haven't had much production since the 1940s, so you might want to get on track with the reality that Trump is just a joke. He's a liar. I've never admitted no one wants to fly for 10 hours from New York to LA. I've never admitted that. No, I in fact believe people would go on a blimp plane and get comfortable. The idea is very appealing to people to jump on board. Jump on board the blimp plane. The idea of having a vape lounge with juices and beer and wine in the back of the blimp plane, all that fits the concept. You could travel with 200 people comfortably in sleeper chairs, and everyone would be beautiful. Everything is beautiful in its own special way. Yeah. No, we don't do prank calls like Glenn's room because we're not like him. I don't lure prostitutes to motel rooms and have them pay for their gas to get there and not meet them. Your blimp plane has a major disadvantage. It's called the TSA rape ritual. No, we wouldn't have the TSA. I told you we're phasing out the TSA. We would have our U.S. military doing most of the spot checks. I wake up at about 10 in the morning sometimes, 9 in the morning. I go to bed at 3 in the morning, so thank you for voting for me. that was the weed you sent? Okay, well that was just in a recreational weed in a recreational state. I just used it as a simple example, okay? It's not like I'm endorsing your weed product. I'm designing an air filter that can filter air. It's just one step in the process of getting to the next step. It's starting the process. We need to learn how to filter air. So I'm working on that too. Nope, I don't listen to this guy named Paul Begley, no. I'm not in it, no. The guy's, he's got some serious issues. I never ever got that message from your 1080p cam and your weed or nothing. That never arrived, man. Don't ever send weed in the mail. I know, I just pulled it off. I didn't want anyone to steal the idea. Okay, moving on. Hopefully no one saw that. We don't want to, confuse matters. I never got the package, no. It was empty. Yeah, it was empty. There was nothing in it. You realize how dangerous it is to do stupid stuff like that? Don't even do that, man, ever. Don't ever risk yourself. You could go to federal prison for sending marijuana in the mail. I don't care what you grew. Don't ever send me marijuana, please. I already sang Can't Stop or I Won't Stop and I Will Stop. Because I can't stop and I won't stop. But yeah, you hit a brick wall and that's what happens. Show the pic. That's all you get. You just get 5 seconds on screen. It's been allotted to you. No, I'm not going to show moose meat. No, that's just weird stuff that he's promoting. Hey, I got to go take a break right now just because I got to do something. We're getting slammed with some rain right now and I've got a charging unit in a car and I want to make sure it's unplugged. All right? So you'll have to excuse me while I kiss the sky. Well, actually, I think the charging unit will work okay on its own. Yeah, I covered the hood, but I don't think it'll short out. Well, you sent me the picture, man. Well, you have a good gasoline vehicle, Cat's Tail. Your infrastructure is solid. I'm not going to get rid of the beautiful infrastructure this great nation relies on, our gas and our diesel trucks. I don't expect any of you to send me anything in the mail. Please don't ever send me anything. Thank you. I need to get back to the ocean patch. It's calling me. Mark has all kinds of proof he makes a lot of money. If you go to his site, he'll brag about it. He'll talk about all the money he makes. Yeah, they're at war with VW. You're right. VW is facing a $24 billion expense in fees and fines that they have to pay the National Transportation Bureau. No, it's his Vaughn chat room that he talks about, brags about all the money he makes. This is what's happening to the ocean. If you just sit there and not care about it, then I'm sorry for you. This was an albatross that they uncovered that had nothing but pill bottles in it.
Hello everyone and welcome to the
5 major benefits of electric cars that outperform gas-powered cars. 5-minute video. Okay, good. Thank you. That looks good. Let's take a look.
fifth and final episode of a series I've partnered with Formula E to put together, talking about electric car technology. Now in this video we're going to be talking about 5 performance advantages of electric vehicles. A lot of people talk about the efficiency and sustainable benefits of electric cars. I find the performance advantages a bit more interesting, so that's what we're going to be talking about here. Now the first thing we're going to discuss is instant peak torque, and I created a video on why this is, so if you're curious about that, I'll have a link.
Instant peak torque is what you're looking for with an electric car, exactly. And And that's exactly why I get an electric car. So I can go 0 to 60 in less than 3 seconds. And then spin out of control and then crash into oncoming traffic. I don't know. I think getting a regular car is perfectly fine. When you look at the cost of hybrids and electric cars, they really are too much. The guy had gay hair, in your opinion? And my hair isn't gay? Well, he does it because he makes lots of money. He spends a lot of money on his toys. Apparently he's buying a Bugatti, a $2 million car. Mark makes tons of money just keeping people out with his capacity server screen. And we have yet to find another chat room for anybody to chat in. Because when I do have chat rooms that people chat in, nobody wants to chat. Working on it 85 says, where's the Dildonics? Introducing the Dildonics, the amazing new dildo apparatus. Brought to you by Dildonics International. I have proof of people that have been censored in this chat room. For sure. Now you can look at something and say, well, what is this, really? You know? You may find yourself in a beautiful home with a beautiful wife. And things may be going just perfect for you, and you may wonder, what the heck am I doing here? Well, you're spinning around and round in circles. That's what you're doing. Round and round you go. Dude, I have never ever been gullible in this show. Most of the things that I talk about on the show, I introduce as ideas that may or may not be happening. But we've seen so much proof that we're being seen around the world on UHF, and so much proof that Mark is making tons of money on censoring this show, that I don't need to validate those statements anymore. You can't handle the proof. I don't censor anybody during the show, Captain Howdy. I didn't censor you. I'm not calling everything false flags. I'm asking you people to wake up. Just wake up. You don't have any clue as to how screwed up our country is, and you stand there and claim that everything is fake news whenever you hear something you don't like. I'm speaking directly to you Trump-tards. You can't handle the truth. So when I bring you renewable energy solutions, you go, oh, you're one of those climate gate people. Oh, you're a fake story. You just want to clean up the air. You're one of these greenhouse gas people. You just come off left and right attacking anybody who comes out with new ideas. You people have your head up your ass. I used to think it was in the sand, but it's really up your ass. I'm not a narcissist, no. I don't own a dildo or a dildo gun. I know there's a penis with Trump's face on it. I know. I can't help it, man. You're the one who brought this on. He stole my ideas. I came up with the Ocean Pipeline Project in 2005. We started this. He came out in 2014 and said he had an ocean dome he wanted to build. I mean, what do you do with a guy who lies, cheats, and steals to become president? You impeach him. Comedy Love 4, I created my channel on YouTube before the Young Turks created their channel. They are shills. They have virtually been promoted to the top rank on YouTube, and I have been censored completely. We're going to get rid of you, Elron. You're not my fan base at all. You're Trump-tard. You're out of here. But you look at my hit counter on YouTube, it's locked in place. It literally is locked in place. And whenever you see my subscriber numbers, they never move. You can add to the subscriber list. It won't even affect it. Same with YouTube. Same with Twitter, rather. Twitter has followers the same number I've had for 6 years. If you don't understand what censorship is, Comedy Love 4, you need to get the hell out of this chat room. You really do. You just need to get out of here. You're not quite making the cut. You need to have critical thinking ability to understand what censorship is. You may not be able to do that. A dildo gun. No, I don't have a dildo gun. Nobody's insisting on murdering you, dude. No, nobody's attacking you, Cat's Tail. You're the one who hates on everybody else and says you want to kill them. There's a sideways vagina over my mouth? Really? Oh, they must really be fearful of me. I'm spreading the word, man, faster than they can control it. It's kind of cool how this works. They put out false flags and we debunk them every night on our show. The dead didn't happen. Nobody died in Vegas. Those were still pictures from an ad agency of actresses and actors. Nobody's out to hurt you. No, I'm not obscure, you fool. I'm seen all around the world by 800 million people at any given time. I don't know how long we're going to have this conversation, because it seems kind of redundant. I keep telling you the same thing over and over again. You refuse to believe it. There was a girl from my town that supposedly died, you say? I know. Well, I'd like to know more about her. Have her call me when she shows up with lots of money in her GoFundMe page. I want to hear from her. No, I'm going to censor you on that one too. You're just making up lies. Oh. Hey, you got the talking heads there. That's cool. I'll play that later. At least 500,000 people watch me on the screen in Times Square every night, or whenever they profile me. You can't believe YouTube would censor you? Okay, you got a lot of work to do. All right, let's start with who bought up YouTube. Google. They paid $2 billion for it. It was 1.4 billion, but we generally have 800 million viewers. Okay, I'm not counting. Okay, but YouTube is essentially an arm of the Department of Defense. A company called In-Q-Tel bought up YouTube, or bought up Google. And they ended up buying up a large portion of Facebook too. In-Q-Tel is a shell corporation for the Department of Defense and DARPA. They're using the social networks to censor and also gather massive amounts of information that goes into their database. I don't go into any casts at all. Yeah, I'm sorry, man. I don't travel on the internet. If I do, people would not believe me when I say I don't travel on the internet. I'm serious. Right now, there's people posing as me all over the internet pretending to be me. So if I went to your site and pretended like it was me, it wouldn't really help my cause. But thanks. Engineers of society use the color blue as a subconscious weapon.
I want to talk about how the psychopaths of engineer society use colors as weapons against us on a subconscious level.
Yeah, truth virus.
Psychological warfare.
Yeah, psychological
warfare. What I call propaganda blue. That's the one we're going to be focusing on.
Yeah, propaganda blue. We're going to look at that tonight. Yeah, it's propaganda blue with truth virus coming up at the top of the hour. Well, sometime at the top of the hour. It'll reach the point at which it plays at some point tonight. I'm not a Mossad agent. No, that's a total lie. You got to understand, everything you're reading on 4chan is being controlled by the elitists. I heard about the Cuban embassy tones. It has not affected me because I can't even hear them. I can't even hear them. They're not in audible range for me. I've got some ear damage from the jets that fly over my house. Don't ever hurt anybody, Captain Howdy, especially a poor midget wearing a Trump t-shirt. That's wrong. You should be repentant for that. Repent unto yourself. Who do atheists repent to? Yeah, does an atheist ever repent? Does an atheist ever do anything wrong? How many of you are atheists? Press 1. Well, good. Atheists are losing in this battle. We have no atheists in the room. That's great. See, we've succeeded. Oh, we got 1 atheist, 2 atheists. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo, catch an atheist by the toe. Well, I think we got 2 atheists in the room. So you don't have any repentant thoughts because you don't repent to anybody. That makes sense. Life is just an endless scroll and you make mistakes and just move on, right? Just go ahead and, have sex with whoever and then wonder if, if you get AIDS, and I guess it's your punishment, right? Whatever. Let's not go there. I don't want you to get AIDS. None of you. No one needs that. Well, we're ready in defense. We have our missiles and we're ready to go. Okay, so if at any time in the show we can fire off our missiles. These are our fake missiles, they're not real. So no one will be hurt. It'll be a complete deployment of our anti-ballistic missile defense system, which I think could very well be part of my bigger plan, which is a drone missile defense system. Yeah, I even have a title for it here. Introducing the Drone Missile Defense System, the DMDS. Jerry Brown looks like he needs to wrap it up, man. His career politicians.
Sorry, I can't.
No, here's one. PK looking at the cardiac dummy that brought. They try to make us think that these are real events, folks. CBS News special report. They're carrying the dead out of the location.
Stop laughing. Have a look at these idiots. Guy that got a rifle at the front, and 2 other idiots pushing this guy, who supposedly his name is Rigor Mortis.
Rigor Mortis, exactly, PK Truth. David, you're a career camera ranter. Are you calling what I do a career? That's a joke. I don't make a penny doing this. My career is long over, man. I retired. This is gravy. I just do this for fun. There's no career here. But running for president is a serious endeavor. And if you don't commit to yourself 100% like I have, you can't do it. So it's more than just doing this for fun. I actually have to keep this message going because no one else is carrying it. Otherwise, we're going to be stuck with the 2 parties every single year, and you're not going to give a crap about the future because you won't have a future. It'll be acquaintance for you. You'll be breathing chemtrails all your life. Every day of your life, you'll be breathing chemtrails, and you wonder, what the hell? This isn't a career. I had my career. It's over. Oh, yeah. I never sponged off my parents once in my life. I gave them nothing but service. 25 years of service as their one and only son who helped them through every imaginable catastrophe. I can't even tell you all the things that I had to deal with. It's in my book, but it's mind-boggling all the things I had to deal with. Dude, I inherited their house. It would have gone to waste if anyone else had. Trump was never an independent. He's a total suck-up puppet for the New World Order. He's Kissinger's bitch. I'm not crazy, man. You're out of here. You're banned. Don't ever come back here either. You're not welcome here. We don't need people with no brains. Comedy Love, you just lost you got muted there because you don't understand that I've been fighting censorship for 8 years. You don't even deserve to be in here. Yeah. You don't even deserve to be in here if you don't understand that. We don't need to do fact checking. At this point, we're just looking for evidence. The very fact that you can't even identify the evidence of a shooting that occurred in Mandalay Bay, and that there is no evidence, means that you have no clue. You have no idea how completely corrupt our government and the mainstream media is. Lack of evidence is proof. Yes. Evidence is proof. Look at this guy. He just says evidence is not proof. Okay. Wow, you really are out of it. Holy moly, your brain power must be like 85 IQ points. I just want something to eat, Ma. You have no clue as to how screwed up you are. No, I haven't seen Mr. Robot yet. No, I plan on it. That's right. Searching for evidence is pretty much certification of fact. Proof is in the pudding. That's right. We got evidentiary proof of chemtrails being over your head, and you're going, no, that's condensed air. I never contradicted myself at any time in my life. You just don't comprehend what I'm saying. God. It's so sad. I just can't believe these people have no logical framework and critical thinking ability. I'm not tired. I'm in fact really full of energy. I'm a non-stop chatting machine. How many people do you know can talk incessantly for 5 hours without skipping a beat? How many people do you know who have that vocal ability? Test yourself sometime. Try talking on camera for an hour. Then stretch it to 5 hours. I'm a vocal athlete and a living legend. You're lucky you have me talking to you in the chat room right now. I care about fact-checking, I do, but I want to see some evidence before I can fact-check it. There's no evidence in the Mandalay Bay shooting. Huey Long was a great leader in corrupt as hell, though, in Louisiana. A third-party candidate, a living legend. I'm a vocal athlete. No, nobody voted me anything, and believe me, everyone was jealous as hell of me in high school. I was #1 in my high school's class. Even the people that graduated the highest honors were points below me. They were pissed off. I had one guy, I'll never forget him. He turned out to be a professor at MIT now. He's a professor, he teaches physics. But he absolutely hated me. I performed higher than he did on every single test I was ever in, every single classroom. He was pissed, man. The only other person I've ever seen turn red from anger and jealousy is my chess teacher that handled the chess club. I was going to join the chess club, but I went in there and I said, yeah, I'll play a game of chess. And I beat him in 5 moves. And he thought he was a good chess player. I beat him in 5 moves using a classic Bobby Fischer opening. He totally screwed up. He turned blood red. His face was like a beet. He was so pissed. People don't like people that outstage them or are smarter than them. They're very angry and jealous. That's why a lot of you people look at me as some sort of a joke, because you don't know what to make of me. I defy all of your standards and everything you've looked at in the past as a politician. I completely reinvent myself continuously because you people don't get it. We need you to wake up for us to build this political movement. Until you get your head out of Trump's ass, you're of no value to me. The more you think that Trump is going to stop the New World Order, the more we're stuck in sludge with you people. You're wasting my time and your parents. Please don't talk about money I may or may not have. Thank you. You have no knowledge of my personal finances. Wow, you're really out to lunch there, Blue Bald. You got banned on that one, man. Hey, look, I do this professionally now. Even though I don't make any money, I've got 15,000 hours of experience under my belt. And what you're doing is kind of wasting my time and yours by going off in tangents. Trump is a joke. He's literally separating us from the rest of the world, defying our NATO allies, which is what Russia wants him to do. Now he's overreacting and putting more troops than we need at the Baltic, which is pissing off Russia because he's overreacting to his Russian oligarch funding. Oh, this guy is all over the place. No, I'm just giving it to you like it is, man. Look, I'm here to expose anybody who doesn't understand what we're doing. We're trying to explain things to you on a daily basis, and since you don't get it, and you continue to think, oh, well, you just think everything's a false flag. You're fake news. You've got 2 things in your head, fake news and false flag. You don't even know what the words mean. You're lost. And you voted for Trump thinking he was going to stop the New World Order because you watched Alex Jones. I can tell you, Alex Jones is the New World Order. He's a shill for the New World Order. He turns and trivializes everything into a joke. I didn't steal anything. I was the only person who stepped up for my family. No other child in my family helped my parents. For 25 years, I helped my parents and I kept them out of a nursing home. And when they died, they managed to own a house, which I inherited from them. No cash offerings, no trust fund, nothing. So I built my life on my own personal way of living, saving. That's how I have money in the bank and how I can live comfortably at this stage in my life at a young age. Not because I'm spending way more than I should like Trump or borrowing money from Russians, but because I live humbly. And I don't have a problem with that. You're blown away by people who think that they're rich when Trump actually owes more money than I have as assets. He owes $2.4 billion. That's how much he owes. Every day he has to deal with that. Yeah, anyway, I've got everything going for me. You're jealous as hell, and it's sad. It really is. I'm talking to you. That's who I think I'm talking to, 489. I'm talking to a chat room at Vaughn. I would rather talk to Working on It or Carolyn Pie or something. But, you know, they don't want to talk. New York, Huffington Post, CNN, NPR will never be acceptable news sources. Really? What makes you think all the other news channels are not propaganda too? I don't think I talk to billions of people. I talk to millions of people. If my parents were still alive, I would probably be living on my property. Yeah. "9/11 truth is easy enough for children to understand." Oh, there you go. Huh. Cool. No, I have property. I don't talk about my assets. Many of you have no clue as to what I have. It's so funny. Wow. Oh well, I'm not here to brag, you know. I don't need to talk about millions of dollars or anything. I could just, you know, be humble and live comfortably. I'm not here to tell you how great I am. I'm against girls in the Boy Scouts. I'm against trannies in the Boy Scouts. I'm against gay Cub Scout leaders and Boy Scout leaders. I'm against Rex Tillerson, frankly. The president, the former president, who's now our Secretary of State, who single-handedly overlooked 17,000 child molestations while he was president in the Boy Scouts. Trump has empowered the least competent segment of our population. I would agree with you there, 914. Dude, I'm not spending 10 minutes talking about how great I am. You're asking me questions and I'm defending myself. And then you accuse me of being narcissistic. I never pocketed a penny. In fact, we don't get donations. We've hardly gotten any donations at all recently. The donations we have gotten, we published in our fec.gov site. It's a quarterly report we send in. We're not getting donations. Nothing's coming through. We don't know what's wrong. We're not sure if PayPal is just set up to receive donations from just us. Because when we send the donation PayPal to us ourselves, it goes through. My high school friend, it wasn't my friend. He was jealous of me. He was the guy who's next in line to be the valedictorian at my high school. I would never rip off food from a food bank. Well, if you don't really trust this whole operation, then just go put your head in the sand and watch the two parties stick you royally up the ass while you have your head in the sand. Because you will be violated, I assure you. Oh yeah, the New World Order is going to come down on the average person so hard you won't even know what hit you. I don't like tooting my own horn. I'm doing it in defense of you attacking me. I've never self-destructed, never on a show. And I've got 4 minutes left and I still haven't self-destructed. Many of you don't understand, a lot of things we do in the show is to keep the attention level alive. And if I were to be boring as hell, it wouldn't be a show, would it? Now, it's interesting to see how you think that I'm gullible or all these things that you accuse me of, when I'm only just playing you like I can, like a fiddle. No, I did not. I compared Trump to Hitler because he took money from the same sources. Look, Sarah's never said I self-destructed once in our show. And I want to remind you that Sarah has a face that reveals something that most people don't understand. Oftentimes when she sits and makes faces, it looks like she's condemning me or rolling her eyes or something. She's not. That's just her normal face. And if you look at her long enough, you'll realize that sometimes she's really, really tired on the show, and you could say, whoa, wow, you're really, really, really tired on the show. Or you could say, oh, wow, you've been abused. You could say both of those things, and somebody would believe them. No, she doesn't fear me at all. I've never, ever hit a woman in my life, nor have I threatened to hit a woman. And I got to tell you, when people make faces, it's not always indicative of their emotional self. Many times people are just shocked. They don't know what to think when somebody says something. I know as she rolls my eyes at claims that I make, and it is visible, but that's because she disagrees with me. Sarah and I we love each other, but she disagrees with me. No, she's not stronger than me. I can tell you nobody could stand the ridicule and the constant attacks that I get every night. And I've had over 15,000 hours of this. Nobody could handle this. I never verbally abused Sarah, ever. And I've never, you could ask her point blank, has David ever verbally abused you? And she would say no. What you don't understand is that we have a really, really solid relationship and have had for a long, long time. She does, no, I said she could roll her eyes and you would think that you were rolling her eyes, and maybe she does believe that what I'm saying is she doesn't agree with. Bottom line is, Sarah and I have different perceptions of the world. That's the fact. And you and I have different perceptions of the world. We're trying to come to a common understanding about how screwed up the world is. And when I say that they're lying to us about events like Mandalay Bay, a lot of people are going to go roll their eyes and say, oh yeah, you're really out to lunch if you don't think that. You don't understand. False flags are going on all the time, and it's easy for them to fake it. I would never even read Mein Kampf. That's something Trump does. I called you a Trump-tard because you support Trump, and I consider you retarded. I'll be frank, I consider most people that support Trump mentally retarded, or borderline mentally retarded. I do. Any moron would tell you that Trump is a great guy. He's done nothing wrong. Everything against him is fake. Any moron could tell you that, and that makes you a moron. In my eyes. I'm telling you, I'm the better choice. You don't understand how stymied the system is that would keep a man like me down. Yeah, you're borderline mentally retarded, yeah. I'm a genius. I have a tested IQ. You can go to davidsponheim.com and see my IQ test. I don't mind calling people morons. I'm not calling you deplorables. I'm saying you literally are stupid. You're not deplorable. That's like an assessment of your personal. That's like saying, man, you just nothing but scum. You're stupid. You can't help it. I have empathy for you because you're so stupid. I'm not calling you deplorable. I want to help you. But you don't want to open up your mind. You don't want to break through the consciousness needed to get you to the point where you're aware. You are living in denial. You're questioning everything I say as if some sort of a nonsensical statement when I talk about chemtrails being dumped in your sky. I mean, I show you pictures and you think this is a joke. You think all of this activity behind my head is for your edification, or it's for you to wake up? Because you can't seem to wake up. You're in some sort of a weird zombified state of mind where you're so stupid you look at everybody as if it's fake news. You virtually are a stumbling block for this country. We're having a crisis of awareness. And the American people are becoming slowly more aware. Many of you are denying it, and you're like a bunch of alkies sitting around an AA meeting wanting a drink. You know you shouldn't be drinking, but you do anyways. When you leave your AA meeting, you still hit the bottle. You can't come to grips with the fact that you are completely out to lunch for voting for Trump. And anybody who questions my IQ test would be questioning the whole studies of IQs. I'd be more than willing to go down that road. I believe my IQ test was incorrectly measured. I believe I have a higher IQ than it actually tested. I've got some weak points in my intelligence. I'll not deny that. I have some areas where I probably could improve. But the point is, I am what I am. And I'm here to help. I really am. If you can't see the light of day right in front of you, I can't take you out of the darkness that you're living in. So, because of that, you have become the problem. You, the voting population of America, who seems to be easily led by rich people who have lots of money when they don't have a pot to piss in or a window to throw it out of. No, my IQ test has never been photoshopped. That's a lie. I don't put much stock in IQ tests, but you wanted proof of my IQ test? I put it on my website. You said, oh, you don't have any proof. I put it on my website. I even put my GPA, 4.0, in high school on my website. You even see when I took the IQ test that I was 15 years old in 11th grade. I was going to college at 16. I was in my second year of college calculus at 16. Trump envies me. He's brain dead. You people are so stupid you don't understand that Trump is stealing my ideas every day. You know that just the other day he said he was going to come up with a new motto for 2020 called Keep America Great. That's my motto. I came up with that concept on camera a year before the election. Keep America Great. And he now says it's his slogan for 2020. I mean, it's just endless to me how many times I have to put this stuff out. You people see it, but you deny it right in front of in my face. You sit there and ignore the hard facts about how Trump has been stealing my ideas and not even implementing them properly. All right, so we're going to turn guest chat off for a while because I'm done reading your crap. And we're going to go ahead and bring it on a little bit later after I play the videos that I'm going to play tonight. All right, we'll start with this one. 9/11 truth is easy for a kid. Whew, yeah, it's just these people are relentless, stupid morons who don't have any clue as to what's going on. It's really kind of frustrating. Okay, signing off. We'll be back tomorrow for Freedom Friday starting at 5 p.m. I'll be in the show till 2 in the morning chatting with all of you. Take care. Bye-bye.